Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Ninja World. I have a life simulator. Chapter 41. In other words, whether it is the initial opening of the eyes or the evolution to the state of Urgoyu. Uchiha Akira's Sharingan advancements are all achieved during life simulation. Unexpectedly, the death of teacher Shisui will make his Sharingan successfully evolve to the state of Sangoyu. With the evolution of the Sharingan, Uchiha Akira can clearly feel that the Sharingan of the 3-Go Jade has become stronger on the basis of the original 2-Go Jade. Not only insight and dynamic vision have been improved in all aspects. You can even see exactly how the opponent's chakra works. Only in this way, the Sharingan of Sangoyu can cooperate with the action of copying the opponent's seal, so as to directly copy the opponent's ninjutsu display. It's just that Uchiha Akira was very happy with the evolution of Sharingan every time he simulated life before. But today, Sharingan has evolved into a state of 3-Goose Jade, but Uchiha Akira's heart is not happy. In my heart, as if something was blocking it, it was heavy. There is a feeling of wanting to shout to the sky and vent it. In this way, Uchiha Shisui's house, after a lot of indignation about Shisui's death, Uchiha Fugaku, the patriarch, began to arrange Shisui's funeral. And Uchiha Akira went home with him. On the day of the funeral, the Uchiha family held it very grandly. And the Hyuga clan, the Inazuka clan, Akamaiki and many other high-level leaders of the Konoha village ninja clan also came to express their condolences. Of course, Konoha executives headed by 3rd Hokage and Shimura Danzo also attended in person. 3rd Hokage is very sad to express that Shisui's death is a very heavy loss for Konoha village. Next to Uchiha's clan, they watched the 3rd Hokage's performance indifferently. Obviously, everyone thinks that the 3rd Hokage is a cat crying a mouse. Actually, 3rd Hokage is really sad. After all, if Shisui is still alive, his distinguished heavenly gods should be able to make the Uchiha clan surrender to him and use it for himself. Such a strong man has just fallen and lost a top tool person. The sadness of 3rd Hokage is not a fake. In this way, after the funeral, the days of Konoha village slowly seemed to have returned to peace. It's just that the senior executives of Konoha village, who had been wary and guarded against the Uchiha clan, became more and more reckless. For one thing, Uchiha Shisui is dead, and the Uchiha family can be said to be missing a pillar. Second, Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan, and one fell into Danzo's hands. Naturally, the higher-ups of Konoha felt that there was nothing to be afraid of. With the intensification of the oppression of the high-level Konoha village, Uchiha's clansmen, although they have lost Shisui. However, the idea of launching a coup d'état is getting stronger and stronger. For several days, Uchiha Akira did not intend to leave the house. Neither practice nor do tasks. It seems to be completely rotten. So, 1 week has passed since Shisui committed suicide. This week, the news that Uchiha Akira's Sharingan has evolved into a 3-Go Jade has once again excited the Uchiha people. 1 year, open eyes, 2 Guyu, 3 Guyu. This terrifying growth rate has simply created the history of the Uchiha family. There is even a voice within the Uchiha clan who said that if Uchiha Akira would be given another 20 years, it would only take 10 years. Perhaps, to reach the heights of the legendary Uchiha Madara. Shisui's death has lowered Uchiha's morale a lot. And Uchiha Akira completed the growth rate of ordinary people's evolution to 3-Go Jade within a year, which has improved Uchiha's morale a lot. That night, Uchiha Akira sat quietly in the yard, watching the full moon in the sky. Still thinking about what to do next. For a long time, Uchiha Akira kept aloof from the night of genocide. Therefore, when simulating life, I almost always tried to escape from the village. However, when Shisui-sensei died, Uchiha Akira always felt a rage in her heart and wanted to change everything. However, with his own strength, it is simply not enough to change these. This makes Uchiha Akira feel tangled. Swish. Just when Uchiha Akira sat quietly in a daze, thinking about how he should try to change next, or leave Konoha village as usual. In the dark night, a figure appeared, standing on a telephone pole in the distance. In the dark night, this figure is clearly visible as the Mangekyo of a pair of scarlet triangular windmills. That's it, Uchiha Itachi. Uchiha Akira suddenly stood up looking at the figure in the distance. Seeing Itachi turn and leave, after thinking about it, Uchiha Akira followed. Uchiha Itachi is not that fast, of course, that's only for Uchiha Akira. From the point of view of speed alone, ordinary Jonin really can't keep up with him. Still, who is Uchiha Akira? Not to mention the opening of the three-hook jade, the strength has steadily entered the level of Jonin. Just the body flicker technique, under the tutelage of Shisui, how can this body flicker technique be poor? In this way, one after the other, the two quickly came to the edge of a deserted cliff. Big brother Itachi, Uchiha Akira shouted after seeing Uchiha Itachi standing still. Ming, Shisui didn't have his last words when he died. Uchiha Itachi didn't mean to beat around the bush either, as soon as he opened his mouth, that's what he said. Seeing that he didn't even have his left eye, I knew it. Uchiha Itachi's words made Uchiha Akira mutter to himself. However, Uchiha Akira did not speak, and continued to look at the other party, waiting for the other party's words to continue. Do you know why Shisui committed suicide? Itachi asked Uchiha Akira. These days, after thinking about it for a while, I guessed it more or less. Master Shisui, he wants to use his own death. For one thing, he wants you to open Mangekyo. Second, do you want to use your own death to make the senior officials of Konoha feel more at ease with the Uchiha family? Yes, when I first heard the news of Uchiha Shisui's suicide, Uchiha Akira couldn't understand what she thought. After driving away Danzo, for no reason, why did Shisui commit suicide? These days, I have been in a daze all the time, but Uchiha Akira is not thinking about anything. Shisui-sensei felt that because of his own sake, the Uchiha clan and the senior officials of Konoha were completely ripped off. Therefore, in order to turn around as much as possible, Shisui committed suicide, hoping to use his own death to make some room for turning around between the Uchiha clan and the high-level Konoha. At the same time, the most powerful Uchiha himself died. I hope that the senior officials of Konoha will feel a little more at ease with the Uchiha family. At the same time, it stimulated Itachi to open Mangekyo. How to say? For Shisui's choice, Uchiha Akira thought he was too stupid. But the fact has already happened, and this is teacher Shisui's choice, and he can't judge anything. It is impossible to say who is right and who is wrong, only that everyone has their own aspirations. Yes, your analysis makes sense. Sure enough, you can treat you like a child. Seeing that Uchiha Akira could say these words, Itachi nodded and said. While speaking, Uchiha Itachi stretched out his hand and made a seal. Then, with a bang, the white smoke exploded, and the black crow appeared. And what makes Uchiha Akira nervous the most is that the crow's eyes are the Mangekyo Sharingan of a four-cornered windmill. This is it. Seeing the Mangekyo Sharingan of the four-cornered windmill, Uchiha Akira naturally understood that this was teacher Shisui's left eye. Sure enough, Shisui-sensei entrusted his left eye to Itachi just like in the original book. But, why did Itachi take it out and show it to himself? Before Shisui committed suicide, he left his last words, saying that this Sharingan is for you. Uchiha Itachi said after taking out this Sharingan. Ah, hearing this, Uchiha Akira's eyes widened, staring at Itachi in amazement, almost unable to believe his ears. What? Teacher Shisui's last words were to keep this Sharingan for himself. Isn't this for Uchiha Itachi? That's what happened in the original. Moreover, after simulating so many times in life, I have never encountered a situation where teacher Shisui kept this Mangekyo Sharingan for himself. Take it, this is Shisui's last wish. Seeing Uchiha Akira's dumbfounded expression, Itachi said after a long time without speaking. Oh, alright. Hearing Itachi emphasized again, Uchiha Akira seemed to have come back to his senses, and then took the Mangekyo Sharingan. However, after accepting Uchiha Akira, he still felt very strange and couldn't understand it. Keep this Mangekyo Sharingan for yourself. What does it mean? Why? Uchiha Akira looked at Itachi strangely. Yeah, why? It stands to reason that although I am a disciple of teacher Shisui, I already made it clear that night that my philosophy and that of teacher Shisui are almost the opposite. On the contrary, Itachi, as a good friend of teacher Shisui, is more like a half-disciple. Itachi's philosophy is exactly the same as that of teacher Shisui. So, this Mangekyo Sharingan is not reserved for Itachi like in the original book, but is reserved for himself. This makes Uchiha Akira feel very strange. My philosophy is the same as big brother Shisui, so I will behave like Big Brother Shisui. However, as Brother Shisui said, your idea may be right. If it turns out that our concept is wrong, I hope this Mangekyo can help you realize your concept. Itachi explained. After a private meeting with Uchiha Itachi, Uchiha Akira went home with a lot of thoughts on his mind. To be honest, Mr. Shisui actually entrusted his other Mangekyo Sharingan to himself, which was beyond Uchiha Akira's expectations. However, if you think about it carefully, it makes sense. In the early days, I became a disciple of Teacher Shisui and tried it with a simulator, which changed Teacher Shisui's mind. However, it didn't work, so I didn't try again. However, who would have thought that after growing up to the strength of Jonin, the right to speak would be different? Who would have thought that when Shisui was attacked, he would bring Uchiha Itachi to rescue him? Moreover, at this key point, the dirty side of Konoha's high-rise was revealed from the perspective of conspiracy theory. It's a bit like Buddhists wanting to condense a sinful person. In ordinary times, the great Buddha Fa and the great principles are of no use at all. Only at a certain key point. A more accurate description is that when the Zen machine arrives, if you go to the point, you will be hit with a single blow. Therefore, although Teacher Shisui still firmly believes in his own beliefs, he also feels that what he said is correct. It's like trying to support a prince to succeed the throne. Teacher Shisui chose the first prince, and he chose the second prince. It can only be said that everyone has their own aspirations. But what? In the end, Itachi inherited his legacy and continued to choose the eldest prince as his assistant. However, Teacher Shisui left a sum for himself in the end, which is a bet on both sides. Is it a way out? Shaking his head, Uchiha Akira pressed these thoughts out of his head. Why did Mr. Shisui choose to give this Mangekyo Sharingan to himself? Uchiha Akira has already understood that it is a bet on both sides. So, what I have to think about now is how to use this Mangekyo Sharingan to achieve what I want. Distinguished heavenly gods great. Distorting a person's will directly when the other party is imperceptible. This power is beyond doubt. Originally, about the night of the genocide, even if it only reached the strength of Jonin, he was not qualified to intervene. But now, with this Mangekyo Sharingan, it's different. The main thing is that distinguished heavenly gods can only be used once every 10 years. But if you own a life simulator, you can use it unlimitedly when you simulate life, right? In this way, it is also a chance to try and make mistakes. Thinking of the life simulator, Uchiha Akira's heart moved. Didn't he still have 120,000 taels in his hand? It's time to try it out now. A few days ago, I hadn't been promoted to the Jonin stage, so I was going to have a wave in the morning. However, the bad news of Teacher Shisui's suicide came, and then the Sharingan evolved to Sangoyu, the ninja level broke through to Jonin, and then, these days, I have no interest in life simulation. Now, with Mangekyo in hand, you can give it a try. It's really expensive. The status of ordinary people is 100 taels, Genin is 1,000 taels, Chunin is 10,000 taels, Jonin, and now it costs 100,000 taels. This double is 10 times 10 times. When I reach cage level, wouldn't it cost 1 million taels to simulate once? Looking at the prompt about whether to consume 100,000 taels for life simulation, Uchiha Akira secretly complained in his heart. After these ninja level upgrades, Uchiha Akira can already deduce that if he reaches cage level, it must be 1 million taels. It's already Jonin, cage level, is it far? Of course, spit out in the heart, but the life simulation will not stop, and Krypton gold can become stronger. Isn't this better than the fragrance of cultivation? If there is no life simulator, do you want to have such strength in a year? That is of course impossible. 100,000 taels disappeared in an instant, and at the same time, the life simulation officially began. Shisui is dead, and he entrusted the Mangekyo Sharingan to you. 6 years old, evolved to 3 Tomo Sharingan, which shocked the entire Uchiha clan, and the senior officials of Konoha are full of fear for you. You met Uchiha Itachi and wanted to take a line from him to meet Uchiha Obito and control him with Mangekyo, but Uchiha Itachi refused you. You want to meet Shimura Danzo, but Shimura Danzo also has Shisui's Mangekyo in his hands, so distinguished heavenly gods may not be easy to use. You made an excuse to meet the third Hokage, but the third Hokage also knew that the master of the Uchiha clan was Shisui, so he was on guard against the Uchiha clan and did not give you the opportunity to use distinguished heavenly gods. Finally, you used distinguished heavenly gods to let the Uchiha family launch a coup in advance, with a tough attitude, forcing the top officials of Konoha to bow their heads. The Konoha suppression, a big battle, Uchiha vanished into ashes, you are dead. Hehe. Looking at the life simulation in front of him, a mocking smile appeared on Uchiha Akira's face. So what? Are the high-level executives of Konoha village really proficient in civil wars and laymen in foreign wars? After all, the current Uchiha family is the #1 wealthy family in Konoha. He controlled the Fugaku patriarch with distinguished heavenly gods, and let him use the power of the whole family to launch a coup, with a very tough attitude. The purpose is to force the senior management of Konoha to step back. After all, the reason why the top management of Konoha is pressing step by step is because of the repeated concessions of the Uchiha family, so that they are now pushed to the edge of the cliff. However, the final result is that the Uchiha family has such a strong attitude, Konoha village will not back down at all, and will directly use the strength of the whole village to suppress it. If the upper floors of Konoha village are really hockey like this all the time, that's fine. But look at the original. When Cloud Shinobi came to Konoha village, he kidnapped Hyuga Hinata. Instead, Konoha village is going to lose Hyuga Hazashi's life to settle this matter. Doing your own word to the outside world, and attacking hard at home. Would you rather give it to a thief than a slave? Or, the Uchiha family's coup d'état violated their own interests, so they couldn't stand it. But the loss is the life of the Hyuga family anyway, and it has nothing to do with him. Shaking his head, in Uchiha Akira's heart, he was too lazy to complain about these Konoha executives. The price of 100,000 taels, once in a life simulation, it is impossible to force Konoha village to avoid relying on the toughness of the Uchiha family alone. It seems that there is only another way out. It's just that I saw it on the simulator, and it is not so easy to reverse the ending of the Night of Extermination with a trump card like distinguished heavenly gods. Obito, Uchiha Itachi didn't let him contact him, presumably because he didn't want to get involved in the genocide, right? My own existence is another retreat prepared by Shisui. And what about Shimura Danzo? He has a Shisui Mangekyo in his hand. Want to use distinguished heavenly gods against him, don't you use the Spear of the Sun to attack the Shield of the Sun. Also, the third Hokage knows about the existence of distinguished heavenly gods. Moreover, after Shisui committed suicide, his eyes were gouged out. Of course, he knew that the master of the ultimate move like distinguished heavenly gods was in Uchiha's hands. So, any Uchiha people see him, he will be on guard against distinguished heavenly gods. So, Obito, Danzo and third Hokage can't be controlled with distinguished heavenly gods. Then, who else can be controlled to reverse this situation? Udatain Kaharu, Mitokado Homura, forget it. This so-called Hokage consultant, that is, the fifth Hokage thing in Tsunade, can rely on the old and sell the old, just jump. In front of the third Hokage and Shimura Danzo, they are small, transparent and have no right to speak. So, what else can change the ending of Uchiha's genocide? In other words, who else can reverse the ending of the genocide? The key figure of Uchiha Itachi. Forget it, Uchiha Itachi is right to exterminate the clan, but he is just a knife. The real mastermind behind the annihilation of the ancestors is actually Uchiha Obito and the senior officials of Konoha. Even if there is no Itachi, the senior officials of Konoha can come up with other ways to exterminate the clan. Difficult. After this first life simulation, Uchiha Akira once again felt the tragedy of changing the night of the genocide. It was really difficult. Even Master Distinguished Heavenly Gods is such a trump card, it is very difficult. So, still needs strength. If there is such a powerful strength as Madara, there is no need to consider so much, just push it directly. Shaking his head, Uchiha Akira put all these emotions behind him. Danzo, Obito, third Hokage, looking for a breakthrough from them seems to be impossible. Who else has the power to change all this? Uchiha Akira thought for a moment, maybe. Can Nagato have such power to suppress everything? After all, not counting the remaining will of the 6 paths, Nagato's power should be the ceiling of the genin world, right? That Rinnegan power. Wait, forget it. Just thinking of Nagato, Uchiha Akira shook his head silently. Is the power of distinguished heavenly gods strong? Really strong. But, can Mangekyo Sharingan's distinguished heavenly gods really be able to twist the owner of Rinnegan? Uchiha Akira thought about it for a second, and felt that the possibility seemed not high enough. As to say, Orochimaru and his ilk. Forget it, although it is a cage-level powerhouse. However, the top management of Konoha and Uchiha Obito joined forces to destroy the Uchiha family. This matter cannot be reversed by a cage-level existence. Could it be? Even with the trump card of distinguished heavenly gods, is there no way I can change all this? After thinking for a while, it seems that there is no good object. Uchiha Akira shook his head helplessly. No matter how strong the distinguished heavenly gods are, they can only control one person, right? And a single person, in this matter, seems to have little effect. Wait, there's Konoha village, isn't the Civil War expert, the foreign war layman? Among them, isn't Cloud Shinobi village the best? And it makes Konoha village wince every time. For example, at the beginning, Nine Tails Jinchuriki, Cloud Shinobi dared to grab it, and then Konoha didn't dare to let go. The princess of the Hyuga clan, Hinata, also dared to rob. Konoha not only dared not speak, but also asked Hizashi to use his life to quell the anger of Cloud Shinobi village. So, what if you could pull Cloud Shinobi village out of the game? Originally, I wanted to use distinguished heavenly gods to control the third generation, Danzo, or Obito, to achieve the purpose of changing the tragedy of the genocide. However, after simulating it once, it doesn't work. Then, you should jump out of the circle and think of other ways. Directly use distinguished heavenly gods to control that arrogant fourth rakage. It seems to be possible to do so. Of course, this is not something that can be done just by thinking about it. It is a matter of life and death for the entire Uchiha family. Of course, Uchiha Akira has to try it out with a good simulation. However, at the stage of Jonin, every time I simulate, it is as high as 100,000 taels. Want to earn money by doing tasks? Not very suitable. After all, there can be more than 100,000 taels of task gold, at least a B-level task. Going out of the village to fight ninjas, this time delay is too long. Even teacher Shisui is dead, the day of the night of extermination can be said to be imminent. After thinking about it, let's ask how many coffin books the old man has. Even so, there is some suspicion of gnawing on the old, but the night of extermination is about to begin, and Qianlu has no effect. Thinking of this, Uchiha Akira directly found the old man and talked about his idea of asking for money. Alright, hearing Uchiha Akira asking for money, the old man nodded. These days, the good grandson is in a bad mood, the old man knows it. If I can exchange some money for my grandson to be in a better mood, the old man thinks it is worth it. Turn around and take out 50,000 taels. Master, I want a lot of money, the more the better, 100,000 taels, or even hundreds of thousands of taels, 1 million taels is the best. Uchiha Akira didn't pick it up, but looked at the old man seriously. So much. Although the good grandson is already Jonin, he is only a 6-year-old child after all. At this age, the pocket money given by other parents is 1 or 200, right? He actually wants hundreds of thousands. It's important. Uchiha Akira stared at the old man seriously and said. Looking at the appearance of the good grandson, the old man knows that it should be really needed. Said, well, just a few days ago, the Fugaku Patriarch handed over all of Shisui's inheritance to me, including his 2 million deposit. I originally thought that you are too young now, so I saved it for you. Since you need it now, I will give it to you. In addition, I still need 1.2 million coffin books. Moving. Listening to the old man's words, Uchiha Akira felt moved in his heart. Just because he insisted on it, the old man was really ready to give the coffin book to himself. In addition, Shisui-sensei has a legacy of 2 million, but he actually handed it over to him. Taken by the old man. Thinking about it carefully, according to the rules of the Uchiha clan, if the clan dies, the inheritance will naturally be inherited by the relatives. It's just that Shisui-sensei is alone and has nothing to worry about. Therefore, the direct disciple of Mr. Aoi Shisui, the inheritance of 2 million yuan, did the Fugaku Patriarch directly hand it over to himself. Master, Don't move your coffin for now, just give me Shisui-sensei's inheritance. Uchiha Akira said. Follow, the old man went to withdraw money, 2 million taels, this is not a small sum of money. 100,000 taels once, as long as your strength doesn't increase to cage level, it's enough for you to draw 20 times in a row. Also, does it take 20 days? Judging from the previous life simulation, the night of the genocide is still more than 2 months away. After a good plan, the stronger your strength, the more you can do in life simulation. So, Uchiha Akira decided to take half of it to improve his strength first. Of course, Uchiha Akira goes hand in hand as to how to pull the Cloud Shinobi village into the water. I roughly planned what I was going to do in the life simulation. On the second day, Uchiha Akira continued to start the life simulation. You found a reason, accepted a B-level mission and left Konoha village. You are on the road, and you feel someone is following you. With a little plan, you successfully kill the other party. It turns out to be the ninja at the route. It took you half a month to travel, and you came back to Cloud Shinobi village again. You meet fourth Raikage, control him with distinguished heavenly gods, but fail. You were killed by Raikage. What the hell? Looking at the final outcome of the life simulator itself, it actually failed to launch distinguished heavenly gods and died at the hands of Raikage. This made Uchiha Akira a little dumbfounded. Distinguished heavenly gods may not be useful to Nagato, may not be useful to Danzo who also has Shisui Sharingan, may be useless to third Hokage who has been on guard. These are acceptable to you. But it doesn't work for Raikage. How will this happen? Yes, in terms of strength, even among the cage-level powerhouses, Raikage is one of the best. Just by seeing that he can hang the second pillar of the eternal Mangekyo. But, that's not why he can fight the distinguished heavenly gods, right? The distinguished heavenly gods in the original book have 2 castes. One time, Danzo used it on Mifune, wanting him to favor him, so that he made himself the supreme commander of the ninja coalition. Distinguished heavenly gods launched successfully. The second time is the distinguished heavenly gods within the classic Naruto that triggers the condition of the transcription seal, which is used on Uchiha Itachi, thus freeing him from impure world reincarnation's control. From the setting point of view, distinguished heavenly gods are strong. Judging from the record in the original book, it is also very strong. But why did it fail in its own hands? It stands to reason that it is impossible for the fourth Raikage to stop the role of distinguished heavenly gods. Raikage is indeed strong, but, say he is stronger than Uchiha Itachi. This is not good to say. Not to mention, Itachi itself has Mangekyo. To a certain extent, people with Mangekyo Sharingan should be more resistant to the same Mangekyo tricks, right? Since it's not that the target of the spell is stronger, isn't it? Is it because I, the caster, are weaker? After thinking about it for a while, Uchiha Akira came up with such an idea. And this kind of thought makes Uchiha Akira dumbfounded. So, is his strength really too weak? No matter how scumbag Danzo's original work is, Sasuke has been beaten by Sasuke for more than a dozen times of resurrection, and he even made a joke of stabbing Susa with his life and sealing a bridge with his life. However, after all, it is considered to have touched the threshold of cage-level powerhouse. And what about Naruto? At that time, under the Nine Tails mode, it was also a proper cage level. Even if the crow was sealed by Uchiha Itachi himself is the power of a cage-level powerhouse. You are the only one who is at the level of Jonin and wants to leapfrog to control Raikage with distinguished heavenly gods, so you failed. After thinking about it, it seems that only this possibility can be explained. Well, since distinguished heavenly gods are going to control cage-level powerhouses, it seems impossible. So, Uchiha Akira followed and thought about the next steps. After the second day, start the life simulation again. This time, Uchiha Akira tries to control Uchiha Fugaku with distinguished heavenly gods. You tried to control the Fugaku Patriarch with distinguished heavenly gods, but failed. You left Konoha village and headed to Cloud Shinobi village, where you dealt with a few rude ninjas who were following you secretly. You met Raikage, confessed to Raikage the current situation of the Uchiha clan and Konoha, and wanted the Uchiha clan to move into Cloud Shinobi village. Raikage thinks for a moment, then rejects your request. You didn't go back to the village. A month later, news of Uchiha's genocide came from the ninja world, and at the same time you became an A-level trader. After 1 year, your chakra volume has increased by 20%. 3 years later, you met Itachi. Itachi said that you did not play your double insurance role, he was disappointed. 5 years later, you met Kakashi and his party. Uzumaki Naruto broke out Nine Tails chakra, you died. In this life simulation, Uchiha Akira frowned. Sure enough, the distinguished heavenly gods against Chief Fugaku also failed. However, as his strength reaches the stage of Jonin, Sengoyu's Jonin strength, even if he becomes a traitor, he can last for a few years. But I didn't expect that I would die under the aura of Uzumaki Naruto's protagonist. In addition, he proposed to Cloud Shinobi Village the idea of letting the Uchiha family join, but Raikage refused. But think about it carefully, Raikage's refusal also has his reason. After all, instead of taking on the Uchiha clan at the risk of going head-to-head with Konoha Village, might as well wait for the Uchiha clan to go to war with Konoha Village, and then reap the benefits of the fishermen. In this way, the idea of letting Cloud Shinobi Village end, and Konoha Kazuoka, is not so easy to achieve. Next, how do you choose? What else can be done? In my heart, I thought to myself, naturally, in the past 5 years, the amount of chakra should be greatly improved. Uchiha Akira chose to obtain chakra. In an instant, the chakra in my body skyrocketed, almost doubling. It's okay, this is only the second simulation, and I still have 18 chances. Think about it, how to simulate tomorrow. Distinguished heavenly gods doesn't seem to be able to act on existences with relatively high levels of ninjas. Therefore, the role of this trump card is now greatly reduced. At least, for Uchiha Akira, who has just entered the Jonin level, it is not enough to use distinguished heavenly gods to reverse the tragedy of the night of the genocide. As for Cloud Shinobi Village, what Raikage would like to see is the Uchiha clan and Konoha fighting within each other, so that Cloud Shinobi Village has the ability to become the first of the 5 ninja villages, instead of risking an all-out war with Konoha to embrace the Uchiha clan. So, what's next? Besides Cloud Shinobi Village, Rock Shinobi Village is stronger, right? Onagi's dust escape can be said to be a must in the ninja world. Uchiha Akira simulated a wave again, went to Rock Shinobi Village and met Onogi. Then, I candidly talk about the situation between the Uchiha clan and Konoha Village. In particular, it also pointed out the role of the Shao organization in it. Oyemu knew of the Akatsuki organization, and even hired the Akatsuki organization many times. I have to say that Onogi attaches great importance to the power of the Uchiha clan. What if the Uchiha family could move into Rock Shinobi Village? This will definitely increase the strength of Rock Shinobi Village. However, after careful consideration, Onogi also refused. The reason for Onogi's refusal is different from Raikage. Onogi feels that he is getting old, and the younger generation of Rock Shinobi Village is like that in terms of strength. But what about Uchiha Akira? This is a super genius who opened 3 Guyu at the age of 6. No one knows whether his future will reach the height of Uchiha Madara. If this is the case, in more than 10 years, Rock Shinobi Village will become the possession of the Uchiha family. Therefore, Onogi also refused. In this way, Uchiha Akira spent 2 years, bad luck, was found by Orochimaru, and died in the hands of Orochimaru. This wave, Uchiha Akira continued to extract chakra. In 2 years, the amount of chakra has increased again. Simmed several times, spanning 7 years, Uchiha Akira has practiced for 7 years, the improvement of chakra is indeed very impressive. However, there is no way to get help from Cloud Shinobi Village and Rock Shinobi Village. So what's next? Sand Shinobi Village and Mist Ninja Village? Forget it. Let's talk about Sand Shinobi Village first. The strength of the Wind Shadow is just like that, and even the Wind Shadow has always been the measurement unit of the cage-level powerhouse. The 3rd Kazekage was killed by Sasori and made into a puppet. The 4th Kazekage died at the hands of Orochimaru. Want to make Sand Shinobi Village and Konoha go? They don't have that ability. Not to mention Mist Ninja Village. Mizukage Yagura at this time, is it controlled by Obito's Sharingan? Because Lin died in the hands of the Ninja Village, Obito directly caused a haze in the Ninja Village, and the name of the Blood Mist resounded in the ninja world. Obito wants to kill Uchiha and asks Wunin Village for help. Impossible. However, apart from Cloud Shinobi Village and Sand Shinobi Village, which other force in the ninja world can become Uchiha's help? Is it the hardcore Konoha village? After thinking about it, Uchiha Akira secretly shook his head. No, it has to be said that Uchiha Akira did not want to change the tragedy of the night of the genocide before seeing the death of Shisui teacher. Because I am weak, I can't change anything. So, let's go ahead and seek development after the night of extermination. However, after seeing the death of Shisui-sensei, more importantly, Shisui-sensei entrusted Sharingan to herself. In the heart of Uchiha Akira, there is also a flame burning, wanting to change, and more importantly, want to destroy Danzo and Third Hokage, the high-level Konoha. Never mind, since I can't count on the help of external forces, then I can only rely on myself. After several consecutive simulations, Cloud Shinobi Village and Sand Shinobi Village could not be counted on. Uchiha Akira finally pinned his hopes on himself. You can simulate dozens of times. As long as you continue to develop, you may be able to get more than 100 years of cultivation time after a dozen simulations. Even if his aptitude is poor, his strength can be piled up. Just like the Emperor Shishin of the Wind and Cloud world. In fact, D. Shishin's martial arts talent is rubbish. But, who let people get phoenix blood and live forever? After cultivating for 2,000 years, he has become the Super Devil Emperor Shishin. Relying on his own strength, it seems that he has to go the way of Emperor Shishin. After formulating the direction that it is better to seek others than yourself, Uchiha Akira then carefully planned what he will do in the future. Wait until the next day to start the life simulation again. You are far away from Konoha village, hiding in the distant country of craftsmen, and practicing secretly. 1 month later, the Uchiha family was wiped out, causing a sensation in the ninja world. You are practicing hard. 6 years later, you ran into Uzumaki Naruto and his group, but it was not revealed you were practicing hard. 9 years later, the fourth ninja war broke out. You practiced hard. Infinite moonlight opens. You have been pulled into the illusion. Practice hard. Without hearing anything outside the window, Isshin buried his head in his practice. During the life simulation, do nothing, just practice, crazy practice. Even before dying, hurry up and practice at the last second. Uchiha was exterminated, regardless of practicing. Did you meet the original character? Stay away. Practicing. Fourth Ninja War, do not participate, continue to practice. Infinite moonlight. Then continue to practice in infinite moonlight. Although Uchiha Akira's qualifications are indeed very general. However, under this kind of hard work, Uchiha Akira has progressed very quickly in terms of chakra and his own ninjutsu skills. My own strength is also getting stronger day by day. The fourth simulation, extracting chakra, the amount of chakra increased by 50%, reaching the level of Kakashi. The fifth simulation, extract chakra, and increase the amount of chakra by 30%. The sixth simulation, increase the card by 40%. The seventh simulation, increase the card by 20%. The eighth simulation, 60% card. The ninth simulation, master lightning style, Reikiri. For the 10th simulation, 8 inner gates ascended to the 5th gate Duman. Days go by, Uchiha Akira these days, fully immersed in practice. In addition to cultivating during life simulation, in my spare time, I am also cultivating frantically. Before you know it, half a month has passed. In the past half month, except for the first few times, I went to Cloud Shinobi Village and Rock Shinobi Village in simulation, and other times were mainly cultivation. In terms of chakra volume, Uchiha Akira has increased 4 or 5 times compared to half a month ago. It is estimated to be comparable to 2 or 3 Kakashi. And what about ninjutsu? Kakashi's famous stunt Reikiri has become a master. Uchiha Akira's attributes are thunder and fire. Ninjutsu of these two attributes, it seems that Reikiri is a more powerful means. As for the lightning style Kirin trick, Uchiha Akira has not been developed, and fire style has no special ninjutsu. Of course, wind style Rasengan, there is a whole set of training process display in the original book. However, Uchiha Akira does not have the wind attribute chakra. Among them, the most important one is the 8 inner gates. Uchiha Akira has also practiced to the extent that he can open the 7th gate. In terms of comprehensive strength, it has been simulated a dozen times, and it can be said that it has been 100 years of hard work. Uchiha Akira has reached the level of elite Jonin since he first entered the level of Jonin. Not bad though. In Uchiha Akira's view, the only way he can turn things around may be the death of 8 inner gates. As soon as the door of death opened, Uchiha Akira felt that he had the power to turn things around. After all, his current comprehensive strength is similar to that of Might Guy Elite Jonin. He can beat 6 Paths Madara by opening the 8 gate, and he can open the 8 gate by himself, which is probably the same. As for the death after opening the 8 gate, Uchiha Akira is not afraid. Izanagi of the Uchiha clan, together with 8 inner gates, can make a perfect card bug. This is also the only hope that Uchiha Akira has pondered for a long time and feels that it can change the tragedy of Uchiha Akira's genocide. However, although these days, Uchiha Akira has been cultivating like crazy. But in recent days, the friction between the Uchiha clan and the high-level Konoha has become more and more serious, even Uchiha Akira can clearly feel it. Well, 8 inner gates, it's time to open the 7th gate, now, it's time to learn something new. This time, after extracting the ninjutsu skills, Uchiha Akira nodded silently, and then got up to wash. Kizi, where is the old man? When he came to the table, breakfast was ready, but the old man was not there, which surprised Uchiha Akira. Elder, he hasn't woken up yet. Last night, the elders attended the meeting and came back early this morning. Keiko replied. Recently, it seems that the old man attends family meetings very frequently. Uchiha Akira thought about it and asked. Indeed, every 3 or 5 days, there will be a meeting. Keiko continued to nod her head and replied. It seems that the situation between the Uchiha clan and Konoha has reached a critical moment recently. Uchiha Akira muttered to himself. From the perspective of life simulators, there is still about the last month or so, and it will be the night of the genocide. Thinking of this, Uchiha Akira felt more urgent in his heart. My dear grandson, your recent practice is really crazy. After a while, the old man came over with a yawn and said to Uchiha Akira. Old man, I want to learn 2 ninjutsu. Uchiha Akira said straight when he was almost done eating. Oh, which 2 ninjutsu? The old man asked casually. Transcribing the seal, and, Izanagi. Uchiha Akira said. The old man's movements froze, and his face changed. Transcription seal, this seal technique, Uchiha Akira's memory is very deep. Because in the original book, Uchiha Itachi carried forward this seal technique. The function of this sealing technique is very simple, that is, to seal up a certain technique, and then set the conditions for triggering. Once these conditions are met, the spell will be displayed. Itachi in the original book used a transcribed seal to seal his Amaterasu in his eyes. The set condition is that if the eyes see the masked man, it will trigger. So, after Itachi's eyes were transplanted, Sasuke saw Obito, the masked man, and Amaterasu activated. Also, the original setting of Distinguished Heavenly Gods is that if Naruto sees his Mangekyo Sharingan, he will activate the illusion to protect Konoha. Unexpectedly, the self after Impure World reincarnation will face Naruto. So much so that the Distinguished Heavenly Gods used it on himself, thus freeing himself from the control of Impure World reincarnation. Also, Uchiha Madara also sealed Izanagi's forbidden technique with a transcribed seal. He had decided that second Hokage would not destroy his body if he fought Senju Hashirama and died. Sure enough, the conditions were triggered, Izanagi activated, and Uchiha Madara was successfully resurrected. Now, Uchiha Akira's operation is to imitate Uchiha Madara's operation, learn to transcribe and seal Izanagi's forbidden technique. If you die after opening the 8th gate, use Izanagi to resurrect yourself. This is the only hope that Uchiha Akira can think of to break the game. Uchiha Akira stared at the old man seriously, no nonsense, but his expression was very firm. My dear grandson, do you know what the price of Izanagi is? Although he is only 6 years old, the old man knows that Uchiha Akira cannot be treated as a 6-year-old child. In this way, after the grandfather and grandson confronted for a while, the old man was defeated, sighed, and asked Uchiha Akira. Yes, the price of losing a Sharingan. Uchiha Akira nodded and said. Why, you know the price of this forbidden technique, why are you doing this? Seeing that since Uchiha Akira knew the price of Izanagi, he still had to learn, which made the old man feel very strange. For Uchiha's future, Uchiha Akira said seriously. Oh, well, if there is really any accident, it's better to be blind in one eye than to lose your life. So, after a moment of silence, the old man nodded and said. Although he is only a 6-year-old child, he has already opened 3 Tomo Sharingan. In the Uchiha family, he is considered a proper mainstay. So, if Uchiha is really fighting against the top officials of Konoha, Uchiha Akira can't stay out of it. So, is he giving himself a way out? After getting up, the old man laughed for a while, came over with 2 scrolls, and handed them over to Uchiha Akira. Uchiha Akira opened it and looked at it. It was a training guide for the 2 arts of transcribing the seal and Izanagi. After getting up, Uchiha Akira turned and left. I carefully read the transcribed seal and Izanagi's scroll. Uchiha Akira also worked hard to keep all the main points on how to practice. Until the next morning, Uchiha Akira continued his life simulation. You accepted a mission, left the village, and solved a few rude ninjas who followed you along the way. 1 month later, the news of Uchiha's genocide shook the ninja world. 5 months later, you learned to transfer the seal. 2 years later, you have successfully mastered Izanagi. 4 years later, you have successfully cultivated 8 inner gates to the 6th gate. You ran into Hidan and Kakuzu, you died. This time the life simulation is not bad. Not only did he successfully learn to transcribe the seal and Izanagi, even 8 inner gates successfully trained to the point of opening the 6th gate. With his current elite Jonin strength, if he opens 6th gate, he should be able to touch the threshold of a cage-level powerhouse, right? In the original book, the might guy who opened the 6th gate is the power that can defeat Kisame. Naturally chose the acquisition of ninjutsu. Mysterious feeling, as if something forgotten, suddenly remembered. Uchiha Akira has mastered the ninjutsu of transcribing seals. The 8 inner gates have also been able to open to the level of the 6th gate. Not to mention how Uchiha Akira has improved his strength these days and turned the tide on his own. At this time, on the edge of a cliff outside Konoha village, Uchiha Itachi stood quietly. The space behind him distorted like Uzumaki. Immediately afterwards, a figure accompanied the distorted space and came to Uchiha Itachi's side. How are you thinking? Obito deliberately pressed his throat and asked in a low voice. Konoha, Hokage House. Danzo, you did a good job. Third Hokage's face showed an angry look, staring at Danzo in front of him and said. Uchiha Shisui committed suicide. Originally, Third Hokage thought that it would be difficult for him to attack the Uchiha clan after all, so he had to choose between Konoha and Uchiha, and committed suicide. However, the third Hokage recently learned from Kakashi that Danzo had attacked Shisui, and Shisui's death had nothing to do with Danzo. Hiruzen, I am also for the village. Danzo replied calmly as he looked at the third Hokage. For the sake of the village. If Shisui's use of distinguished heavenly gods can really distort the minds of Uchiha's high-level officials, this is the best ending. Third Hokage's face was still full of anger. Third Hokage's heart is indeed very angry. Originally, my plan was good, and by then, the entire power of Uchiha will be available to me. And relying on Uchiha's power, he can make Konoha village more prosperous. However, this matter was actually broken by Danzo. Both public and private, third Hokage was in a bad mood, and of course, full of anger towards Danzo. Indeed, if Shisui did it, it would be the best ending, but who knows if he would do it. Hiruzen, relatively speaking, I still think Uchiha is inherently evil. His distinguished heavenly gods are too dangerous. Of course Shimura Danzo wouldn't admit that the reason he attacked Shisui was for Hokage's position. Anyway, gritted his teeth and said that everything he did was for Konoha, and he had absolutely no selfishness. I believe in Shisui, I believe he is the same as Mirror. Third Hokage emphasized. So, you have your thoughts, and I also have mine. You protect Konoha with your thoughts, and I protect Konoha with my thoughts. Danzo still has a sense of righteousness firmly occupied by himself. Danzo, don't forget, I'm Hokage. Seeing Danzo's appearance, third Hokage couldn't help but remind him. After Uchiha's affairs are finished, I will rectify your roots. Without giving Danzo a chance to say more, third Hokage announced immediately. This has to wait until the Uchiha family's affairs are finished, but Danzo is not in a hurry. Hiruzen, I'm here today, and I have something very important to inform you. Danzo said after he didn't bother to rectify his own roots anymore. What's the matter? Third Hokage's expression was still not very good, and he asked casually. It's about Uchiha Akira, Danzo said. Uchiha Akira, I heard that he has opened 3 Tomo Sharingan. Hearing this, Third Hokage's face also became a little ugly. As Konoha's now well-known genius and a member of Uchiha's clan, Third Hokage is of course more concerned about Uchiha Akira's situation. Judging from the age, it will be 7 years old soon, right? At the age of 7, he opened the Sharingan of Sangoyu. Have the power of Jonin. To be honest, every time I think of this, Third Hokage's heart is also secretly amazed. It is said that Konoha is the cradle of genius, but no matter how genius, compared with Uchiha Akira, it seems that he can't make it at all. Not just talent, but more importantly, Uchiha Akira has a special ability. Do you know what's going on? Danzo asked the Third Hokage afterward. Special ability. Third Hokage looked at Danzo inquiringly with surprised eyes. Uchiha clan, the blood follower limit is Sharingan. However, what special ability does he have? This made Third Hokage's heart secretly surprised. Prophecy. Danzo followed. Prophecy. Those words made Third Hokage's expression change involuntarily. As Jiraiya's teacher, Mount Myoboku has a great toad sage with the power of prophecy, and Sarutobi Hiruzen also knows the news. However, this Uchiha Akira actually has the power of prophecy. I've never heard of the Uchiha people, they have such power. Third Hokage looked at Danzo and said seriously. I've never heard of it either. However, they were a group before, but these days, I have been wondering why Shisui reached the limit in the first place, and Uchiha Akira and Itachi just happened to show up to save him. Yesterday, I just found out from Kabuto. It turns out that Uchiha Akira has the ability to predict the future. Before, they were able to make Orochimaru's attack come back in vain because Uchiha Akira knew about Orochimaru's attack a day in advance. Danzo followed. Is Uchiha Akira a genius? This is unquestionable in the whole ninja world. Is it only 7 years old now? But the 3 Tomo Sharingan has been awakened. It is the strength of Jonin. However, no matter what, he is only a 7-year-old child. In the Uchiha clan, there are at least dozens of ninjas of Sangoyu, right? Danzo is most concerned about the Fugaku Patriarch, several elders, and people like Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Shisui. However, since he shot Shisui that time, he has encountered Uchiha Akira and Uchiha Itachi to save the game, and even he was beaten away, which made Danzo a little hard to accept. As the head of the root organization, Danzo believes that in Konoha village he is under 1 person and over 10,000 people. How dare you get beaten up at Konoha village? That's kind of embarrassing. Plus, Danzo finds it even weirder. The planned attack, even Shisui didn't know he was going to attack him. Why did Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Akira happen to appear? This is not normal. In this way, these days, they have been busy dealing with the most likely coup d'état of the Uchiha family. At the same time, Danzo's mind was also thinking about this unreasonable place. Just yesterday, Danzo took a photo that was not Kabuto as usual, said it was Kabuto, and gave it to Yakushi Nanoyu. Suddenly, in my heart, I thought of Yakushi Kabuto. I remember when I went to Cloud Shinobi Village to participate in the Chunin assessment, Kabuto and Uchiha Akira were a team. And, at that time, they actually blocked Orochimaru's attack. I was a little curious, wondering if Kabuto has any information about Uchiha Akira. It was just a casual question, so Danzo found Kabuto and asked about Uchiha Akira. In front of Danzo, Yakushi Kabuto naturally did not hide it, so he said what Uchiha Akira said, he has the ability to predict the crisis. The day before Orochimaru's attack, Uchiha Akira had predicted that Orochimaru would attack. That's why, by being prepared in advance, Might Guy was seriously injured and blocked his attack. Shimura Danzo couldn't sit still after learning about Uchiha Akira's prophetic powers. So, I found the Third Hokage to discuss this issue. The ability of prophecy. This is a big variable that Konoha must take into account when he takes action against the Uchiha family. Third Hokage heard what Shimura Danzo said. Uchiha Akira actually has a certain prophetic power. This made his face become serious. The ability of prophecy, if it is true, is indeed a big variable. Especially when the Uchiha family is about to launch a coup, this ability is too variable. So, how to deal with this ability? Danzo had a good discussion with Third Hokage. Slowly, a rough plan was finalized. Hiruzen, that's enough for you. However, Shimura Danzo and Third Hokage had big differences, and they fought hard and held opposing opinions. Before, you wanted Uchiha Shisui to dispel Uchiha's intention to stage a coup. Now, you want to use Uchiha Itachi against Uchiha Akira. Aren't you taking Uchiha's power too seriously? Shimura Danzo really finds it hard to understand, why does Hiruzen like to use Uchiha's people to deal with Uchiha? Isn't he afraid of backfire? This is my decision, and I also believe that Uchiha Itachi understands what he is doing. Third Hokage looked at Danzo and said with a strong attitude. As Hokage's own self, I have the right to go my own way. Danzo can give himself advice, but it is up to him whether he listens to his advice or not. In this way, the two fought a few more words, and Danzo left the Hokage office angrily. On the third Hokage side, Uchiha Itachi was summoned. So, after waiting for about 10 minutes, Uchiha Itachi came to the third Hokage and knelt down on one knee. Itachi, on behalf of Konoha village, I apologize first. His face still had a pleasant expression on his face, and third Hokage gave the impression of being a kind old man. Uchiha Itachi looked at the third Hokage suspiciously, and clearly understood what it meant to apologize to himself for no reason. It's about Shisui, I didn't expect that Danzo would. The third Hokage opened his mouth and explained to Uchiha Itachi what he had talked to Shisui and how Danzo attacked Shisui privately. And said that after Uchiha's affairs are finished, he will punish Danzo well and give Uchiha an explanation. Uchiha Itachi, who said these words, was secretly moved. By the way, when I heard that Shisui was attacked, you and Uchiha Akira went to rescue. Was it a coincidence? Finally, third Hokage asked casually. No, at that time, Ming informed me that Shisui was in danger and asked me to go save people together. Uchiha Itachi shook his head and replied. This answer made third Hokage's eyes flash, and he asked, then, why did Uchiha Akira know about Shisui's attack at that time? At that time, Ming didn't explain, the situation was urgent, and I didn't ask. Itachi shook his head and said. In fact, this question, Itachi also finds it strange. Brother Shisui was attacked, how did Ming know? At that time, I thought, maybe Shisui learned about it by chance. So, did not go to the bottom of it. Looks like Itachi, you don't understand Uchiha Akira's abilities either. Third Hokage said after seeing Uchiha Itachi's answer. Quote? Uchiha Itachi looked at the third Hokage suspiciously. Did he not understand Ming's ability? Could it be? Is there anything else you can do that you don't know about? Uchiha Akira, it is suspected that he has the ability to predict the crisis, and he can predict the crisis in advance. This ability is extremely rare in the ninja world. Not intending to hide, third Hokage followed. Prophecy. These words made Itachi's face change a lot. The words of the third Hokage were completely unexpected by Uchiha Itachi. What's more important is that Ming has such an ability, he doesn't know it, and even Shisui doesn't know it. Before, Uchiha Akira and his party returned from Cloud Shinobi village and were attacked by Orochimaru. They warned Might Guy a day in advance that they would be attacked by Orochimaru. Looking at Uchiha Itachi's expression, third Hokage could see his doubts and explained it. Is that so? Hearing this explanation, Uchiha Itachi suddenly realized. Uchiha Itachi has no doubts about the words of the third Hokage. Moreover, this kind of thing, just ask anyone to know. It's just that Ming actually has the ability to predict. Thinking about it like this, thinking about his contact with Ming, Ming's actions, and his words, for a time, Uchiha Itachi felt that he was terrified in many places. At the same time, Uchiha Itachi's heart also suddenly realized. No wonder Ming knew that Shisui had been attacked. So, was this what he predicted in advance? So, remember when I said clearly that Sasuke's talent is #1 in the ninja world? Why did he say that then? There is no explanation. Now it seems that it is also a prophecy. In this way, Sasuke's future achievements may shock himself. It seems that Ming is so sure of Sasuke's talent that only the ability of this prophecy can explain it. However, if Ming really had such an ability, his firm beliefs would be terrifying to think about. I and Shisui firmly believe in Konoha and love the village. Third Hokage, they are also Isshin for the village. However, Ming said that the upper floors of Konoha are rotten. Was his opinion based on the power of prophecy? If so, could it be? Your own and Shisui's ideas are too idealistic. For the first time, Itachi's belief in himself and Shisui was shaken a little bit. Itachi, what are you thinking? At this time, Third Hokage called Itachi several times, and finally brought him back to his senses. Third generation, I was just surprised because Ming had the ability to make such predictions, and I lost my mind for a while. Itachi, who had come back to his senses, explained. Third Hokage nodded, knowing for the first time that Uchiha Akira has the ability to prophesy. It makes sense that Itachi would lose his mind. Itachi, I have a mission for you now. With a straight face, Third Hokage said to Uchiha Itachi. Uchiha Itachi's face has also become more serious, and there is no expression on his face. You go to investigate Uchiha Akira's predictive ability. The more detailed the information about his predictive ability, the better. If this ability is used well, it will be of great significance to the entire village. The third Hokage opened his mouth and gave an order to Uchiha Itachi. Yes, third generation. Uchiha Itachi nodded earnestly and responded. Immediately, he turned and left the Hokage office. After leaving Hokage's office, Uchiha Itachi felt a little confused, a feeling he hadn't felt in a long, long time. As a near-ceiling existence in the IQ of the ninja world, Uchiha Itachi knows exactly what he wants, so he also knows very well how to go in the future. But now, facing Uchiha Akira's situation, he feels a little confused. The power of prophecy. If this is the case, many things, if you think about it carefully, can deduce a very amazing truth. Looking at the sky, Itachi thought for a moment, and then came to Uchiha Akira. Ming, go to the ninja school with me. After seeing Uchiha Akira, Itachi invited me. Uchiha Akira these days sees every minute and every second to practice hard. The purpose is to enhance the strength as much as possible. When the time comes, if the 8th gate is opened, the strength will be enhanced as much as possible. Of course, after his own strength has reached the level of elite Jonin, Uchiha Akira's life simulation focuses on the direction, and it is placed on the 8 inner gates. This is also the only chance for Uchiha Akira to turn things around. Going to the ninja school. When Uchiha Itachi came to invite him to the ninja school, Uchiha Akira was taken aback. To be honest, apart from eating, sleeping, and going to the toilet, Uchiha Akira feels that every second is very precious now. However, since Uchiha Itachi invited him, should he go too? Cultivation is too much, right? Okay, let's go. After thinking for a while, Uchiha Akira stopped his practice and nodded. After leaving the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Akira and Itachi walked on the streets of Konoha. The people on the street, many people cast their attention. After all, these two are the top geniuses of the Uchiha clan right now. Alas, Uchiha Akira sighed softly as he looked at the chatter of the people around him. Turning his head to look at Uchiha Akira, Itachi could understand why he sighed. Presumably, Uchiha Sanji was walking on the road before, and he would be so concerned. But now that Shisui is gone, thinking of him makes you sigh, right? Ming, did you already know the news that Shisui would die? Itachi asked in a chatty manner. I knew it long ago. You are so early, when do you mean? Uchiha Akira asked with a slightly raised look at Itachi. Even before Shisui was attacked. Itachi asked directly, and didn't mean to beat around the bush. Of course, he felt like he was chatting with Uchiha Akira, and he didn't need to beat around the bush. Silence. Listening to Uchiha Itachi's question, Uchiha Akira fell silent. No need to answer, Uchiha Akira is just this silent attitude, Itachi knows the answer. Not long ago, the third generation came to me, let me investigate, detailed information about your prophetic ability. Itachi continued. Third Hokage. Hearing this, Uchiha Akira's heart sank slightly. Third Hokage knew that he had the ability to predict, and even asked Itachi to investigate. I was noticed by Third Hokage in advance, or because of the ability of prophecy. This is not good news. You actually told me about this in advance. Uchiha Akira asked Itachi in surprise again. His words can actually be regarded as a warning to himself, right? This is a person who can even raise a butcher's knife against the Uchiha people in order to ensure the peace of Konoha. However, at this time, he would actually warn himself. In a sense, is this a betrayal of Third Hokage? Itachi quietly walked in the direction of the ninja school, but did not answer Uchiha Akira's surprise. In fact, Uchiha Itachi himself was surprised that he would confess to Third Hokage's mission. However, Shisui believed in him, so should he believe in him too? Have you predicted anything about the future of Uchiha and Konoha? Without answering Uchiha Akira's words, Itachi asked after a moment of silence. What did the prophecy predict? Glancing at Itachi, Uchiha Akira pondered for a moment, then said, "If I say that you will raise your butcher knife and destroy the entire Uchiha clan, do you believe it?" Silence. Hearing this from Uchiha Akira, Itachi fell silent. He didn't say he believed it, but he didn't question it either. He just thought about the possibility of doing this in his heart. In this way, after thinking about it, if the Uchiha family really wants to go their own way and launch a coup d'état, perhaps, for the peace of Konoha, he would really raise the butcher's knife to the Uchiha clan in advance. Could it be? You have seen it in the future, but can't you change anything? Naturally, Itachi did not want to see such a future, so after thinking for a while, he asked Uchiha Akira. While talking and chatting, the two had already arrived at the ninja school. They didn't mean to go in, the two were waiting outside. I'm not sure. Hearing this, Uchiha Akira shook his head and said, "Yes, until now, I haven't learned the death gate of the 8th gate. Can I reverse the tragedy of Uchiha's genocide?" Uchiha Akira himself is indeed not the slightest sure. Itachi opened his mouth and wanted to continue talking, but at this time the school bell rang. Immediately afterwards, the students of the ninja school came out one after another. Ming, brother. Sasuke came out with his school bag on his back, saw Itachi and Uchiha Akira, and greeted with a smile on his face. "Today, my brother and Ming actually came to pick me up from school together." Sasuke is still in a good mood and very happy. Looking at Sasuke, a smile appeared on Uchiha Akira's face. At the same time, there is some envy in my heart. Look, everyone is the same age, and they are already working hard for the future of the Uchiha family. But what about Sasuke? Still a carefree kid, taking classes at ninja school. Alas, I'm only a 7-year-old child, I shouldn't bear this. Shaking his head secretly, suppressing the messy thoughts in his mind, Uchiha Akira also greeted Sasuke. Immediately, a group of 3 turned around and went back to Uchiha's clan. Wait, stinky Sasuke. However, at this moment, a childish voice sounded. It was a child who was also 6 or 7 years old who chased after him. He has short blonde hair and blue eyes like the sea. This person, Uchiha Akira, saw his identity, the main character in the original book, Uzumaki Naruto. Hearing that it was a classmate greeting Sasuke, Itachi and his party of course stopped. Why? Feeling that his happy time was interrupted, Sasuke turned around and shouted at the other party angrily. "I will definitely beat you." Naruto shouted at Sasuke, clenching his small fists. Humph. However, Sasuke was Tsunere's humming to Naruto's clamor, and his expression of disdain was beyond words. Ming, do you recognize him? How attentive is Uchiha Itachi? Uchiha Akira just saw Uzumaki Naruto, his expression was a little strange, he noticed it and asked curiously. Well, yes, Uchiha Akira nodded and said. Is it because of the present? Or because of the future? Itachi asked again. Now, Uzumaki Naruto is rumored to be the Nine-Tails demon fox in the village, and is cast aside by the people in the village, so he is considered a celebrity. But in Itachi's view, it is impossible for Ming to have a special opinion on Uzumaki Naruto because of this, right? Future, his achievements are limitless. Uchiha Akira replied after thinking for a moment. How does it compare to Sasuke? Itachi was very curious to get Ming to give such an evaluation. It's like the relationship between the legendary Uchiha Madara and first Hokage. Uchiha Akira gave a very apt analogy. Yes, Uchiha Madara and first Hokage, one is the reincarnation of Indra and the other is the reincarnation of Ashura. In this area, Indra is reincarnated as Sasuke, and Ashura is reincarnated as Uzumaki Naruto. Sasuke and Naruto couldn't be better described as the two of them. Oh, this sentence surprised Itachi. Before, Ming had asserted that Sasuke's talent is number one in the ninja world. Now, compare Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto to Uchiha Madara and first Hokage's relationship. So, who is Uchiha Madara? Of course it's Sasuke. Is Uzumaki Naruto, a blonde boy, comparable to first Hokage? Confirm this prophecy, right? Do you know where first Hokage is strongest? Uchiha Akira followed, asking Itachi. Is that wood-style ninjutsu? Itachi asked. Yes, first Hokage's wood style can be said to be the only one, and it relies on this wood style to coerce the entire ninja world. No, Uchiha Akira shook his head. Then, is first Hokage's sage body? Rumor has it that first Hokage's physique is extremely powerful, and no matter what kind of injury it is, it can recover quickly. Uchiha Itachi said after some thought. Nor, Uchiha Akira shook his head again. This is not very clear. This time, Uchiha Itachi did not know how to answer. After all, the strength of first Hokage is that wood style and sage body. I have never heard of first Hokage's specialties in strategy. The strength of first Hokage lies in his mouth, Uchiha Akira said. Mouth. Uchiha Itachi was stunned. In addition to the escape techniques of the 5 major systems, the lava style, magnet style, land dun, and chen dun know everything. What's going on with this mouth? It's the ability to convince other people of him, Uchiha Akira explained. Starting from Ashura, to those who were reincarnated later, this is the characteristic. Think of Uchiha Madara in the original book, that was originally Brokan than Itachi. In the end, as soon as first Hokage escaped, Uchiha Madara knelt down and followed first Hokage obediently to create Konoha village. I see, Itachi suddenly realized after hearing Uchiha Akira's explanation. So, Uzumaki Naruto is the same, with a powerful mouth evasion ability. Even, to a certain extent, it can be called a mouthful. Ninja world, almost no one can stop it. Uchiha Akira followed and nodded. Speaking of which, Uzumaki Naruto's mouth is really awesome. It is simply a means of ignoring defenses completely, and is even dubbed, Byationzui, by 3-dimensional anime fans. It can be seen that a Madara. Take a look at the problem boy Gaara in the original book. He is really a super problem boy whose heart and nature are distorted. When Byationzui started, it immediately became a wind shadow full of sunshine and love. Let's look at Nagato again. Create Shao organization, have Rinnegan, a proper super boss, one-move super Shen Luo Tianzhong, carry a few floors of rice to destroy the entire Konoha village. And then, under the words of Uzumaki Naruto, he immediately knelt down and used his life to resurrect all those who were killed by himself. There is also Uchiha Obito, who is also a proper super villain boss, but also Uzumaki Naruto's father-killing enemy. And then, Byationzui started, and he also knelt down. Not only did he help Madara and Otsutsuki Kagaya in turn, but even if he died, he would send Sharingan back from the Pure Land to help Kakashi open Susa. See the Nine-Tails Fox again. Under Uzumaki Naruto's mouth, he also knelt down and became a proper tool man, tool fox. So, in a sense, this Uzumaki Naruto's other heavenly mouth is much more powerful than Shisui's distinguished heavenly gods. If he could have such a sly mouth, he would be worried about the night of Uchiha's genocide. Don't say anything. The corners of Uchiha Itachi's mouth twitched slightly. Shisui's distinguished heavenly gods, of course he knows. Now, listening to Uchiha Akira call Uzumaki Naruto's mouth out of his mouth, I can't help laughing. However, listening to Uchiha Akira's description, Itachi also paid more attention to Uzumaki Naruto. Seeing that Sasuke and Naruto seemed to have a good relationship, Itachi nodded silently. Anyway, that doesn't seem like a bad thing, does it? Ming, brother, what are you two talking about? After parting, on the way to the Uchiha clan, Sasuke asked Uchiha Akira curiously. We're talking about Uzumaki Naruto, you two have a good relationship. Uchiha Akira said with a smile. No way, that guy is the tail of the crane in the class, he insists on pestering me, how can I have a good relationship with him? Hearing Uchiha Akira's words, Sasuke immediately shook his head in denial. Seeing his denial, Uchiha Akira smiled. From the entanglement between Indra and Ashura, every time the two reincarnated brothers fall in love and kill each other. This is fate, but you can't hide if you want to. After returning home, Uchiha Akira continued his life simulation, aiming at the practice of 8 inner gates. What about Weasel? Then he returned to the Hokage building and reported to the 3rd Hokage. Uchiha Akira's prophecy is true. However, this prophecy is not to know anything anytime, anywhere, but to have randomness. Well, I see, Itachi, thank you for your hard work. This ability is very important to the village. Perhaps, it can change the conflict between the village and Uchiha. Smoking a big cigarette stick, 3rd Hokage nodded and said, it seems to be a lot more excited. Listening to the 3rd Hokage, want to use Uchiha Akira's prophetic power to reverse the conflict between the Uchiha clan and Konoha. Itachi was also secretly moved, and at the same time, there was some expectation in his heart. I don't know, is it really possible? Ming himself also said that his prophecy only has a certain possibility, not that it cannot be changed. He predicted that he might destroy the Uchiha clan. Since he predicted that, it can also be changed, right? After Uchiha Itachi's work report was finished, 3rd Hokage waved his hand and made Uchiha Itachi turn around and leave. Then, the 3rd Hokage called an Anbu over and asked him to inform Uchiha Akira and call him to the Hokage house. A masked Anbu, leaving soon. The 3rd Hokage is looking for me. Well, I'll go. When Anbu came to him and said it was the 3rd Hokage looking for him, Uchiha Akira nodded, not surprised. Since Itachi was ordered by the 3rd Hokage to investigate his own prophetic ability. Naturally, with a definite answer, the 3rd Hokage meets and sees itself. My dear grandson, be careful. The old man reminded a little worriedly when Uchiha Akira was going to see the 3rd Hokage. After all, the relationship between the current Uchiha clan and Konoha village is almost completely broken. Don't worry, old man. Hearing this, Uchiha Akira smiled at the old man, but he wasn't too worried. Although in the eyes of Uchiha Akira, 3rd Hokage is a fake kun. But since it is a pseudo-kunzi, you must maintain your kind and amiable personality on the surface, right? Therefore, it is absolutely impossible for the 3rd Hokage to shoot at himself. Chapter 51. Konoha, Hokage House. The sunset is bloody, and the sunset glows like fire. Meet the 3rd generation. Uchiha Akira saluted upon seeing the 3rd Hokage. Uchiha Akira, hehe, seeing you, I see hope for Konoha's future. 3rd Hokage said to Uchiha Akira with a cheerful smile on his face. Yes, the name of genius has already resounded in the ninja world, and the 7-year-old owner of 3 Tomo Sharingan, Uchiha Akira is now known as the first genius of Konoha. Therefore, it is reasonable for the 3rd Hokage to say this. However, if it is really an ordinary 7-year-old child, getting such praise from Hokage, he must have been too excited to speak. However, Uchiha Akira sneered secretly in his heart. The so-called Will of Fire is what the 3rd Hokage used to brainwash the entire Konoha village. And as the initiator of everything, in Uchiha Akira's heart, he is naturally equated with existences such as smiling foxes and pseudo-kunzi. However, even though his heart was like a mirror, on the surface of Uchiha Akira, there was a smile on his face. He seemed to be praised by Hokage and felt very happy. Uchiha Akira, I heard that you have the ability to prophesy and see what the future will look like. You were also warned one day in advance, so you could protect yourself from Orochimaru's attack. After first complimenting Uchiha Akira, the 3rd Hokage asked Uchiha Akira again. This ability is completely random, not something I can control. Uchiha Akira already knew how to deal with it, so he shook his head helplessly. So, have you seen other pictures? Tell me about it, 3rd Hokage said calmly, as if chatting. Hearing this, Uchiha Akira showed a hesitant look at the right time. Sometimes, acting just has to act like it is. If he didn't hesitate at all, and expressed his willingness to tell the truth, I believe the 3rd Hokage wouldn't believe it, right? What, is there anything you can't tell me? Seeing the hesitant expression on Uchiha Akira's face, third Hokage asked. No, I dare not. Hearing this, Uchiha Akira immediately shook his head and said, my ability to predict, I don't see many pictures. For example, I saw Hokage Rock, the statue of 5th Hokage, a woman. For example, I saw Orochimaru attacking Konoha village. Also, what's more, I saw a person with a pair of purple eyes that looked like 6 concentric circles. That's all I saw, Uchiha Akira said. These are also some of the information that Uchiha Akira felt he could say after he had thought about it for a long time. The 5th Hokage, a woman. It seems that Tsunade will be the 5th Hokage. That's reasonable. Orochimaru, will he attack Konoha? That's what he will do, alas. Finally, 6 concentric purple eyes. Could this be the legendary Rinnegan? There really are such eyes in the world. Listening to Uchiha Akira tell some news about the future, 3rd Hokage's heart is very shaken. Although there is not much news, but each one is very important. What about the future Uchiha? Did you see what happened to the future Uchiha? Taking a deep breath, he suppressed the shock in his heart, and then the 3rd Hokage asked Uchiha Akira. I've never seen this before. Uchiha Akira shook his head and replied. Did you really not see it? Or, the future Uchiha has disappeared, so I didn't see it. The heart of the 3rd Hokage secretly muttered. On the surface, of course, he still had a pleasant appearance. He chatted with Uchiha Akira a few more times, encouraged him a few more words, and poured him a few bowls of poisonous chicken soup of the will of fire. Saying anything about Konoha's future depends on you and so on. Uchiha Akira also cooperated and showed her excited appearance. In this way, after chatting for about half an hour, 3rd Hokage waved his hand, indicating that Uchiha Akira can leave. 3rd generation, goodbye. Uchiha Akira bowed earnestly and left the Hokage building. When I came out, at this moment, the sky outside was already dark. The clan of Uchiha, on the edge of Konoha village. After walking for half an hour, when Uchiha Akira walked through the bustling area of Konoha, suddenly, a figure left in the dark night with body flicker technique. Uchiha Akira glanced at it, and immediately the Sharingan of Sengoyu appeared. On the shoulders of this figure is a girl. The girl looked very familiar. Who was it if it wasn't Keiko? His face sank. Uchiha Akira immediately followed. The Root Ninja wearing a mask is very fast. As one of the top powerhouses in the Root organization, his strength has properly reached the level of elite Jonin. His task is very simple, and that is to use the girl on his shoulder as a bait to lure Uchiha Akira to the designated position. The body flicker technique is used, and the surrounding scenery is rapidly receding. At the same time, the Root Ninja also looked back. Did Uchiha Akira keep up with him? Don't let yourself get away with it. Although the 3-Go Jade has been opened, it has properly reached the strength of Jonin, but after all, he is only a 7-year-old child, right? What the hell, so fast. However, if you don't look back, it's fine. When you look back, the ninja at the root is almost startled. I saw Uchiha Akira catching up to him very fast, and the speed was obviously faster than himself. While shocked in his heart, the root ninja then reacted, this Uchiha Akira's master is Shunshi Shisui. Then, his body flicker technique has naturally reached a very high level. In addition, I have brought one more person, and the speed of the other party will be faster than myself, and it can be justified. Thinking of this, how dare this ninja at the root dare to despise the slightest bit. The chakra in the body is completely mobilized, and the body flicker technique is performed to the ultimate, and the speed is faster. So what? Is this on purpose to lead me somewhere? The Sharingan of Sengoyu appeared, and the figure in front of him even looked back at him, and Uchiha Akira immediately understood what was going on. Although I don't know what kind of traps are waiting for me. However, since he knew that there was a trap waiting in front of him, Uchiha Akira certainly wouldn't just follow him and jump in. Seeing that the opponent's speed increased a little bit, Uchiha Akira's heart sank. Open the third gate directly. For Uchiha Akira, who has been able to barely reach the 7th gate, the 8 inner gates to the 3rd gate is almost no burden. As the 3rd door opened, the chakra in Uchiha Akira quickly boiled. In contrast, the body flicker technique's speed has risen. But in just a dozen or so breaths, Uchiha Akira successfully caught up with the opponent and blocked his way. Put people down and I'll give you a whole corpse. In the state of opening the 3rd gate, Uchiha Akira is aggressive, and in the night, the 3-tomo Sharingan is scarlet as blood, giving people a terrifying feeling. Looking at Uchiha Akira standing in front of him, this rude ninja couldn't see his expression because he was wearing a mask. However, he slowly put Keiko down, and at the same time, made an attacking posture. No nonsense, Uchiha Akira's figure flashed, and he rushed in front of the other party with imposing manner. At the same time, a kunai appeared in his hand and wiped it towards the opponent's throat. Fast as ultimate. Ding! Taito and kunai collide, sparking a spark in the night. One move was blocked, Uchiha Akira's expression did not change, and he continued to shoot, as fast as lightning. Ding ding ding! Under the attack of Uchiha Akira like a storm, the ninja at the root was unable to hold back. How is it possible? This guy, not only is his speed, but this power is also pressing me. Being crushed by Uchiha Akira, the root ninja was secretly shocked. That's right, Uchiha Akira, who is only 7 years old, this powerful attack made this ninja retreat. This, properly, is the feeling that his chakra is above the opponent. After just a dozen short strokes, Uchiha Akira's kunwu then penetrated the opponent's defense circle and stabbed straight at the opponent's chest. However, when he saw that this kunai was about to pierce the opponent's heart, a khaki light flashed, and a metallic luster appeared on the ninja's chest, covering his chest. Puff! Although kunwu pierced the opponent's skin, it was only a little skin trauma. The kunwu pierced the skin about 2 centimeters, and it was stuck and could no longer enter. This, what a tough defense. The figure flashed and stepped back a little. Uchiha Akira's face was as gloomy as water. The strength of elite Jonin. After fighting for a moment, although he had the upper hand, Uchiha Akira could clearly feel that the opponent's strength had properly reached the level of elite Jonin. However, is the defense strong? In the last dozen or so simulations, I have not only increased the amount of chakra, but also Sharaden copy, and all aspects of ninjutsu have also been greatly improved. Taking a deep breath, Uchiha Akira seals both hands. Ugly, Mao, Shen. In just 3 seals, Uchiha Akira came at his fingertips. Following, he lifted his right hand, and the azure blue and violent thunder light gathered in his palm. S-rank offensive ninjutsu mystery, Reikiri. Uchiha Akira's chakra attribute is thunder and fire dual attribute. Therefore, the attribute escape technique learned can only be the dual attribute of thunder and fire. Originally, Uchiha Akira didn't think about copying Reikiri's trick. After all, this trick is so iconic that only Hatake Kakashi can do it. Besides, Hatake Kakashi was originally a well-known genius of Konoha, but this one is used, how to explain it then? However, the tragedy of the night of the genocide, if you want to change, Uchiha Akira can't care so much. What's more, Reikiri is very suitable for use with Sharingan. So, during the life simulation, Uchiha Akira came up with the Reikiri trick. This, what is this move? Looking at the bright blue lightning in Uchiha Akira's hands, behind the mask, the pupils of the ninja at the root shrank suddenly, and his expression was extremely horrified. Reikiri's trick, anyone with a little knowledge in Konoha village can recognize it. Isn't this Kakashi's famous ninjutsu? Does he actually? It's just that Uchiha Akira doesn't have that much time to surprise him. The sound of squeaking, this is the chakra nature transformation of the thunder attribute has reached the ultimate, the momentum is vast. After that, Sharingan's dynamic vision turned to ultimate, and the body flicker technique was also fully exerted. In the dark night, a flash of blue flashed across, like a meteor from the sky, flashing away. Facing the unavoidable speeding thrust of Uchiha Akira, this root ninja can only use his defensive ninjutsu with all his strength, hoping to resist Reikiri's move. However, the super speed thrust full of penetrating power can be said to have a natural armor-piercing effect. This ninja at the root was directly penetrated by this trick Reikiri. There was an unbelievable look in his eyes, and immediately, his figure fell down. Originally, it was just a bait to lure Uchiha Akira to the place where the trap had already been laid. But he never thought that he would die in the hands of a mere 7-year-old child. Is this the power of the Uchiha clan? The root ninja who fell to the ground had only one thought in his mind, and immediately, his consciousness slowly fell into the never-ending darkness. Call. With one move, Reikiri, as expected of an S-rank offensive ninjutsu secret, Uchiha Akira let out a sigh of relief and walked over to Keiko to take a look. She fell into an illusion and fell asleep. Resolve. With both hands sealed, Uchiha Akira unlocked the illusion on Keiko. Master Ming, me, what's wrong with me? After waking up from the illusion, Keiko's face showed a look of astonishment. Let's go back first. After all, this is not the place to talk, Uchiha Akira said to Keiko, shaking her head. During the previous life simulation, I left Konoha village with Keiko several times. Afterwards, Keiko evolved the Sharingan of Sango Jade, and gave herself a wave of growth. Now, it is his own risk to save her. Okay. Looking at the corpse of the root ninja next to her, Keiko also knew that she had caused trouble for Uchiha Akira, nodded, got up and left together. However, at this moment, figures with masks appeared one after another, blocking the way of Keiko and Uchiha Akira. Looking around, the 6 masked ninjas are obviously the elite of the root organization. At the same time, Shimura Danzo also came over, staring at Uchiha Akira with a strong killing intent in his eyes. When he attacked Uchiha Shisui before, was it because of his prophetic ability that he failed him? This time, he was successfully caught and placed on the order, but he can't be allowed to escape again. Sure enough, looking at Shimura Danzo in front of him, Uchiha Akira was not surprised. After all, today was also the 3rd time 3rd Hokage called him to meet him. Naturally, he couldn't take action against him. And if someone shoots at him, it is naturally Shimura Danzo of the Konoha Pot King. Not only did Danzo stare at Uchiha Akira with murderous intent in his eyes, but also when he stared at Danzo, Uchiha Akira's eyes also revealed murderous intent. Shisui died because of him. Uchiha genocide, he is one of the culprits. In other words, it was impossible for him to kill Danzo. He was hiding in the root organization base. It was so easy to kill him. But now, he appeared in front of him. This is an opportunity. More importantly, Shimura Danzo has no idea of his true strength. So this is indeed an opportunity. Anyway, it is inevitable that Uchiha and Konoha will tear their faces. If you take this opportunity, if you kill Shimura Danzo. Thinking of this, Uchiha Akira's heart is a little hot. Keiko, when the time is right, you retreat first. Keiko, who felt that her Goyu couldn't help herself, was a burden, Uchiha Akira whispered. Shimura Danzo looked at Uchiha Akira, his face was not good. When he learned that he had the power of prophecy, the first thought in Danzo's mind was to destroy him. He is a big factor in Uchiha's genocide. However, when Hiruzen was informed of this news, Hiruzen did not intend to destroy him immediately. Okay, you are lofty, you are amazing, you are Hokage of Konoha, everyone loves you. Then this villain can only be himself. Although he is the darkness of Konoha. This kind of dirty work, I am used to it. That's why I came up with the idea of bringing Uchiha Akira into the urn. Fortunately, his prophetic ability cannot be activated anytime, anywhere. After waiting for a while, before his subordinates brought Uchiha Akira over, Danzo felt that something must have happened, so he brought someone over here. Sure enough, I felt the power of Reikiri from a distance, and by the time it arrived, my subordinates had already died. It's alright, although there is a slight change, Uchiha Akira's strength is a little stronger than he expected. However, it was innocuous, he brought a few subordinates over by himself, and it was difficult for him to fly. Uchiha Akira, do you have any last words to say? Danzo looked at Uchiha Akira and asked, looking confident. This sentence should be what I said to you. Just because of these stinky salted fish and rotten sweet potatoes, you want my Uchiha Akira's life. Wouldn't it be too much of a joke? After explaining to Keiko, Uchiha Akira looked at Shimura Danzo and said. I know, you opened 3 Tomo Sharingan, and you also initially mastered 8 inner gates. You are not weak, but don't overestimate yourself. Shimura Danzo said to Uchiha Akira with a curl of his lips. Danzo had seen Uchiha Akira's strength when he attacked Shisui before, but that's all. It is true that if 3 Tomo Sharingan is opened, his strength will indeed be improved. However, want to beat these people alone? Danzo is absolutely unbelievable. Sure enough, he was wrong. He confused me a month ago with me who simulated my life more than 10 times now. Seeing Danzo's confident appearance, Uchiha Akira is not only not angry, but secretly happy. The more the other party underestimates you, the more hopeful you will be if you want to kill the other party, right? Master Ming. Keiko looked at Uchiha Akira's back with very complicated eyes. Young Master Ming is only 7 years old, and he is already 15 years old. More importantly, she is young Master Ming's maid. But now that he is in danger, young Master Ming let himself go first. How can I leave this myself? Not to mention what Keiko was thinking, he took a deep breath, Uchiha Akira formed the seal again, and then, a dozen phantom shadow clone appeared. When to Guyu, Shisui's body flicker technique can only separate a few phantoms. But now that Sharingan has evolved to the stage of 3 hooks, Uchiha Akira's phantoms can be divided into more than a dozen. Attention, this is Uchiha Shisui's famous ninjutsu. Seeing these magical shadow clone of Uchiha Akira, a ninja with roots immediately reminded me. After that, all the ninjas at the root were ready to fight, and they were all in high spirits. The title of Instant Shisui is resounding in the ninja world, and now Uchiha Akira also has 3 Tomo Sharingan, and also used Uchiha Shisui's famous stunt. No one really dared to treat him like a 7-year-old. Uchiha Akira took the initiative to attack. More than a dozen phantom shadow clone, each one may be fake, but each one may be real. These more than a dozen avatars started working together. It was difficult to distinguish the true from the false, and the alternate between the false and the real made the elites of the 6 roots have a 12-point spirit. However, Uchiha Akira is alone after all, and it is impossible for these dozen or so phantom shadow clones to be fake at the same time. After fighting for a while, these root ninjas shot together and attacked all the clones with all their strength. This ninjutsu is indeed difficult to deal with. Seeing that although the deity of Uchiha Akira was forced to retreat, it was immediately replaced by a phantom, which made Shimura Danzo silently shake his head. Even if he brought 6 elites to besiege him, it seems that it is not so easy to win in a short time. In order to avoid more accidents in Yi Changmeng, Danzo's eyes swept away and looked at Keiko beside him. Then, raise your hand, and seal it with both hands. Wind style, vacuum sphere. As if blowing a whistle, Danzo spit in Keiko's direction. The incomparably sharp wind line was cut in the direction of Keiko. It seemed that nothing could stop the cutting of the wind line. Sure enough, I don't want a face at all. Looking at this time, Danzo actually used Keiko to interfere with himself, Uchiha Akira secretly complained in his heart. If that's the case, then stop playing and just open 7th gate. In other words, Teacher Shisui's body flicker technique can make several shadow clones alternate between reality and reality. If this trick is used to deal with a small number of people, it will be very difficult to deal with more than a dozen people who are difficult to distinguish between true and false. However, if this trick is used to deal with many people, for example, now, more than a dozen phantom shadow clone, dealing with 6 elite ninjas, on average, only deal with 2 or 3 per person, the pressure is naturally greatly reduced. Therefore, this ninjutsu allows Uchiha Akira to fight against the ninjas of the 6 root groups to protect himself. However, it is not so easy to defeat them. Not to mention, Keiko didn't leave next to him. For Uchiha Akira, he was still a drag on fuel. A phantom shadow clone came to Keiko, and at the same time, Uchiha Akira's deity replaced this phantom shadow clone. I grabbed Keiko and dodged the attack of the vacuum sphere. After all, Danzo can be considered a cage-level existence, and Uchiha Akira naturally dare not underestimate it. After revealing the deity, these phantom shadow clones, one by one, turned into phantoms and disappeared one after another. Then, the ninjas of the 6 root groups again took on a semicircle and surrounded both Uchiha Akira and Keiko. Master Ming, don't worry about me, if you can escape yourself, then run away. Up to now, Keiko can also see that Uchiha Akira has the ability to protect herself in the face of these ninjas of root organizations, and she is indeed a hindrance to stay, and said to Uchiha Akira. Escape, who are you looking down on? My purpose is not to protect myself, but to kill Danzo. Listening to Keiko's words behind her, Uchiha Akira turned her face and glanced at her, muttering to herself. Of course, Uchiha Akira didn't say this. Taking a deep breath, Uchiha Akira lowered his body slightly, and his center of gravity also lowered a little. At the same time, I silently drank in my heart, 4th gate, Hurt Gate, open. Chakra, like boiling water, boiled, and at the same time, the skin on Uchiha Akira's body became red, like cooked shrimp. 5th gate, Duman, open. Chi. The temperature of the skin on the body became very high, and even a trace of steam could be seen transpiring. Chakra ran wild again, making Uchiha Akira's clothes rattle. The 6th path's gate, the view gate, open. Boom. Chakra exploded directly from Uchiha Akira's body, the azure blue chakra visible to the naked eye, wrapped around Uchiha Akira's body like a flame. Looking around, this imposing appearance is like a Super Saiyan transformation of the Blue Arrogance version. How is this possible? This chakra amount, his 8 inner gates, can actually drive this far. Seeing Uchiha Akira's runaway appearance of chakra and feeling the strong sense of threat, Shimura Danzo's expression couldn't help changing. This amount of chakra makes me feel a terrible threat. The ninjas of the 6 root organizations next to you look at me, I look at you, and my heart is full of horror. If the Uchiha Akira just now felt like a sturdy little wild cat. So, the current momentum gives the feeling that it is like a tiger going down the mountain. When attacking Uchiha Shisui before, didn't his 8 inner gates only open to the 3rd gate? But now, like this, how many doors have this been opened? In just 1 month, the 8 inner gates have all risen to this point. Is this genius? In just 1 year, he could actually make himself feel a strong sense of crisis. Killing intent. I really felt the terrifying speed of Uchiha Akira's strength. In addition to being horrified, this made Shimura Danzo's heart to kill Uchiha Akira even more. Kill him, all. Putting his crutches on the ground, Shimura Danzo's face was unprecedentedly solemn, and at the same time, he shouted. This is ready to do it yourself. Cooperate with the 6 elite subordinates at the root, and kill Uchiha Akira. Just as Danzo spoke, the 2 root ninjas raised their hands cautiously and shot shuriken. The 7th door, shock door, open. However, at this moment, Uchiha Akira's mouth suddenly screamed. Immediately, the visible chakra exploded again, and Uchiha Akira's originally handsome and young face became much more hideous. The exploding chakra directly sent several shuriken that shot over into the air. This, just relying on chakra's breath, you can give Junfei a lily sword. Seeing this scene, the ninjas in the root organization all took a breath. The 7th door. He actually opened the 7th door. Pain. Uchiha Akira felt a lot of pain in his body when he opened the 7th gate. It felt like every inch of skin was torn. Blue steam emanated from Uchiha Akira's body. This is the unique reaction of 8 inner gates after opening the 7th gate. The sweat on his body quickly evaporated into blue steam. Bathed in this blue steam, a pair of Sharingans that are as scarlet as blood looks even more coquettish. Power, unprecedented power, made Uchiha Akira feel as if he could shatter a mountain with just a wave of his hand. After opening the 7th gate, the load on my body was so great that my body even trembled involuntarily. But the opposite is power, unprecedented power that makes Uchiha Akira feel as if he can do anything right now. 7th gate. He, in just a few months, was able to practice to the point of opening the 7th gate. Shimura Danzo swallowed and was stared at by the Scarlet Sharingan, with a sense of being stared at by an ancient beast. When Uchiha Akira opened the 6th gate, Shimura Danzo felt a terrible threat. Now, with the 7th gate open, Danzo has the urge to turn around and run for his life now. Go on, kill him. Danzo shouted loudly after swallowing. At this point, it can be said that the arrow has to be sent, and Danzo's mouth shouted. Despite the same fear in their hearts, the ninjas of the root organization have curse marks on their bodies, and it is impossible to disobey Danzo's orders. Therefore, following his cry, the ninja of the 6 roots organization was like electricity, and with the will to die, rushed in the direction of Uchiha Akira. Without the slightest bells and whistles, Uchiha Akira's strength and speed have reached a terrifying level in the state of 7th gate. Use ninjutsu knots. For Uchiha Akira, that pre-attack shake was too long, far less than a punch. With Uchiha Akira's current strength, a random punch would have the terrifying power of A-rank ninjutsu. With a flash of body shape, Uchiha Akira faced the ninjas of the 6 root groups, and instead of retreating, he came to a ninja in an instant. Looking at the figure bathed in blue steam, looking at the bewitching blood-like eyes, this root ninja's heart trembled. Reflex want to seal use defensive ninjutsu. Call. With one punch, no matter how fast you seal, can you be as fast as Uchiha Akira? This punch hit the ninja's body, and the ninja's body seemed to be hit by a high-speed train, and was directly knocked out. Falling to the ground, the whole person has become like a water bag, and all the bones in the body are broken. Spike. After opening the 7th gate, Uchiha Akira, this punch, the existence of Jonin level, in front of him, has no ability to resist, he was instantly killed by one move. Woohoo! Meanwhile, wind-style ninjutsu, shuriken, and short sword slashes have come behind Uchiha Akira. No bullshit, Uchiha Akira backhand. There are not so many bells and whistles, just a backhand wave. Afterwards, all these attacks were blocked by the bursting chakra, and even flew out. Then, looking at the 5 remaining root ninjas, Uchiha Akira leapt into the air. He jumped up. Seeing Uchiha Akira's movements, the root ninja was startled at first, then overjoyed. If he just jumped up, he would have nowhere to use his strength in midair, and he would have no way to dodge the attack, right? For a time, these root ninjas who were overjoyed quickly prepared their strongest ultimate move. However, Uchiha Akira, whose body was suspended in midair, turned into an afterimage with his arms, showing how fast his attack speed was. Toward the peacock, Uchiha Akira's mouth shouted loudly. With his incomparably dense boxing, his fists rubbed against the air at a high speed, turning into blossoming flames. These flames fell towards the ninjas at the roots like a meteor shower. Looking around, it seemed like a peacock opened up. Boom boom boom. Originally, seeing Uchiha Akira leap into the air, I thought it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. At this moment, facing the intensive attack on the peacock, these ninjas at the root can only deal with it in a hurry. Fire suppression, even if the figure jumped into the air, so what? Today's Uchiha Akira has completely suppressed them. But in a moment, after hundreds of punches, Uchiha Akira's body fell from the air. As for the 5 root ninjas, they all suffered injuries of varying severity at the moment, and they looked embarrassed. Finally, Uchiha Akira's eyes fell on Danzo. One move towards the peacock's range ability, more or less injured these ninjas at the root. Uchiha Akira's gaze fell on Danzo's body, and his blood-red eyes showed a fierce gleam. This is meant to kill. Being stared at by Uchiha Akira's 3 Tomo Sharingan, Danzo's heart trembled slightly, and there was an urge to turn around and run for his life. However, Danzo didn't turn around and run for his life. As the second-ranked person in Konoha village, he was beaten away in this Konoha village. It would be too embarrassing to say this. Summoning. Danzo moved quickly, facing Uchiha Akira, who opened the 7th gate, and directly summoned his summoning beast Dream Taper. Grin. Seeing Shimura Danzo's actions, Uchiha Akira's mouth pulled into a disdainful smile. It is true that as second Hokage's subordinate, Shimura Danzo's strength is still good, reaching the point of cage level. However, after years of busy developing roots and doing some shady things, Danzo has really neglected his training, and his strength is only that of a cage-level goalkeeper. It is estimated that it is not enough compared to any of Sannin. What if summoning beasts are summoned? For the current self, it's just an extra punch. After the summoning beast Dream Taper appeared, it opened its mouth wide, and then a terrifying suction force appeared. At this moment, the mouth of the Dream Taper seemed to have turned into a huge black hole, and everything around it was quickly sucked in by it. One punch. With a punch in the air, there is nothing fancy, and as Uchiha Akira punched, a powerful shock wave smashed towards the Dream Taper. Then, the huge figure of the Dream Taper was directly knocked out. He flew out nearly 100 meters, fell on the ground and struggled a few times to get up, but he couldn't get up at all. Shish. When the Nightmare Taper attacked, Danzo was ready for his own attack. The wind-style ninjutsu was attached to the dart, which was somewhat similar to the spiral shuriken. The incomparably sharp wind-style shot towards Uchiha Akira in a high-speed rotation. Sharingan swept away this attached wind-style shuriken movement trajectory, and it was clear to see. At the same time, he raised his hand, and 2 punches were thrown out. The fist style brought by the punch is comparable to a powerful ninjutsu. When hit by the fist style, the 2 wind-style shuriken flying in midair shattered directly. This feeling is refreshing. Uchiha Akira's heart was full of joy. The battles in the original Hokage, the tactics and strategies of the battles are very important, and the collocation of various ninjutsu is also very important. However, after the Fourth Ninja World War, especially after Madara's appearance, it was really pure competition, the so-called battle strategy, etc. gone. Now it seems that after the strength reaches a certain stage, these bells and whistles are indeed useless. Just like now, when the seventh gate opens, whether it's ninjutsu or something, there's nothing that can't be done with one punch. If so, then another punch. At this stage of strength, even the movement of ninjutsu seals is too slow. Crushing, looking at Uchiha Akira surrounded by blue steam, watching his own wind-style attack, the opponent shattered just by throwing a fist easily, Danzo understands that Uchiha Akira's current strength is completely crushing him. Lord Danzo. Several of the rude ninjas who were hit by the peacock and fell to the ground, watching Uchiha Akira walking towards Danzo step by step, looked a little anxious. Unexpectedly, this Uchiha Akira's strength has actually reached this point. Although this power was only temporarily boosted by the forbidden technique of 8 inner gates, it was still very scary. A young man with long orange hair stretched out his hands towards Uchiha Akira, and the chakra in his body was completely surging. Secret technique. Turn your heart around technique. For a split second, Uchiha Akira only felt a powerful spiritual force that wanted to invade his mind, and even compete for control of his body. However, for Uchiha Akira, the impact of this spiritual force is not such a terrible force. Just a short moment, maybe not even half a second, the mental power of this Yamanaka function turning technique was reversed by Uchiha Akira. Chakra is the fusion of physical power and spiritual power. With the opening of the seventh gate, chakra skyrocketed, and Uchiha Akira's spiritual power naturally rose with the tide. Call out. However, although the influence of this heart-turning technique, it was only for a moment. However, at this moment, another ninja wearing a mask came to Uchiha Akira. Uchiha Akira punched again, and the ninja was sent flying again. Still a kid with a punch. In front of Uchiha Akira, Jonin did not threaten at all. Okay. Although the Jonin class rude ninja was eliminated with one punch, Uchiha Akira felt a burning sensation. At the same time, his arm quickly went numb, and chakra seemed to be swallowed up by the part of his right hand like a flood that had burst a dike. Uchiha Akira looked down at his arm, frowning slightly. I saw a purple patch on my arm that was spreading. Poison. Seeing the purple spread on his arm, Uchiha Akira's heart sank slightly. Thinking about the guy who was just killed by his own punch, it seems that he is also a more important supporting role in the original work. The existence of the Aburame family. A ninja who controls bugs and poison to fight. Just now, he used his life to poison me. At this time, Uchiha Akira suddenly realized. The ninja just now never thought of cooperating with the Yamanaka family, grabbing his own gap, and being able to kill himself. His purpose is to poison himself with all his might. No way, don't waste any more time. Realizing that he was poisoned and had no understanding of detoxification, Uchiha Akira made up his mind for a quick solution. The body flicker technique was used, and it rushed in the direction of Danzo like a thunderbolt. Call. However, at this moment, from far away, a stick was poked in the direction of Uchiha Akira. Sharingan slightly condensed, and the arm that was originally smashed at Danzo immediately turned to block in front of him. Then, the thick stick stabbed directly into Uchiha Akira's arm. An indescribable force rushed forward, and Uchiha Akira's body, completely uncontrolled by the stick, retreated into the distance. The legs plowed out a long mark on the ground, and in a moment, they were pressed back hundreds of meters. Can't this stick be infinitely extended? Sharingan stared at the iron rod that was holding against him, and secretly complained in his heart. At the same time, Uchiha Akira's hands exerted force, and he was ready to jump away. With such a stick that stretches almost infinitely, Uchiha Akira knows who shot it. This is the wish-fulfilling Vajra stick that the summoning beast ape demon of the third Hokage transformed into. In the original book, the Nine-Tails demon fox was even stabbed out of the Konoha village by such a stick. However, when Uchiha Akira waved his arms, he was ready to jump away. Suddenly, two ape arms stretched out from the Vajra stick, holding Uchiha Akira's wrist tightly, preventing him from moving. This summoning beast is indeed a bit strong. Uchiha Akira sighed secretly, seeing that the Vajra rod transformed by the ape demon had such an effect. However, with the 7th gate open, Uchiha Akira's current chakra is not comparable to ordinary ninjas. Get away from me. With a violent shout, Uchiha Akira's hands suddenly exerted strength, breaking free from the captivity of the ape demon. At the same time, twist your waist. Konoha Gale. He kicked fiercely beside the diamond plate, and the infinitely extending diamond rod was kicked aside by Uchiha Akira. At the same time, the body flicker technique was performed again, and Uchiha Akira continued to rush in the direction of Danzo. Uchiha Akira, stop! His Vajra stick was kicked aside, and 3rd Hokage jumped out in a strong suit, shouting loudly at the same time. It's just that Uchiha Akira didn't pay attention to the shouting of the 3rd Hokage. When things have come to this point, just because of a shout from 3rd Hokage, he stopped himself. This is impossible. Call. With a punch like a rainbow, Uchiha Akira hit Danzo fiercely. Fast to ultimate. The power is also indescribably strong. Seeing Uchiha Akira's punch coming, Danzo's expression changed in shock. It was too late to perform ninjutsu, so Danzo could only raise his arm and shouted loudly. All the chakra mobilized to meet Uchiha Akira's fist. You know that you can't fight, but you can't wait to die, right? Boom. With one punch, Danzo's figure immediately seemed to have been hit by a tailed beast, and flew out backwards, and the man spat out a mouthful of blood in midair. At the same time, the entire right arm was directly blown to pieces, and the mixture of broken bones, broken meat and blood flew in the sky. It fell to the ground with a clatter, like a dead dog. While you are sick, I will kill you. As expected of the existence of cage level, Jonin punched one by himself. This Danzo just smashed his arm and was seriously injured, not dead. Uchiha Akira, I order you to stop. 3rd Hokage's King Kong stick has been retracted, a stick smashed at Uchiha Akira, and at the same time, he shouted eagerly. Still ignoring it, the Uchiha Akira body flicker technique was so fast that 3rd Hokage couldn't keep up. By a tiny margin, he avoided the attack of his wishful diamond stick and came to Danzo. 8 inner gates, itself is a forbidden technique that will bring a great burden to the body. It is impossible to fight for a long time. And now, after Uchiha Akira was poisoned by the Aburame clan, he was thinking of a quick solution. The battle has come to this point, and Uchiha Akira's killing intent on Danzo has reached its peak. Even if 3rd Hokage personally tried to stop it, he couldn't stop it at all. With super high movement speed, he easily escaped the attack of the 3rd Hokage and rushed to Danzo again. Seeing that Danzo's entire arm was gone and looked extremely embarrassed, Uchiha Akira didn't soften at all, and even felt hearty. Then, he raised his arm and slammed it down on Shimura Danzo. Don't! 3rd Hokage shouted loudly. Then, a terrifying fist broke out, and the whole earth trembled violently, as if a 10th magnitude earthquake had erupted. The terrifying bombardment splashed a large terrifying smoke and dust. After a long time, the smoke and dust dissipated, and a terrifying tionking appeared in the earth, as if it had turned into a basin. As for Danzo, it's all over the place, it's already smashed to pieces, scattered all over the place. Uchiha Akira. Seeing the power of Uchiha Akira's punch, 3rd Hokage's heart was greatly shocked, but at the same time, he felt extremely annoyed. After all, Shimura Danzo was the second existence in Konoha village after him, but he was killed in front of him today. The 3rd Hokage is naturally very angry. However, after hearing the shout of the 3rd Hokage, Uchiha Akira turned his head to look at him, and an idea came to his mind. Today, Shimura Danzo is dead, at his own hands. If, taking this opportunity, the 3rd Hokage can also be destroyed, is there anyone at the top of Konoha who can stop Uchiha? As soon as this idea came out, it was like a spark could start a prairie, and it quickly spread to Uchiha Akira's heart. Indeed, the conflict between the Uchiha clan and the high-level Konoha has reached the point where it is difficult to reconcile. Therefore, Uchiha Itachi in the original book drove out the genocide for the peace of the village. But again, think from a different angle. If both Danzo and 3rd Hokage, the top representatives of Konoha, can be eliminated, wouldn't this contradiction be eliminated as well? Moreover, compared to destroying the entire Uchiha clan, the Konoha high-level side only needs to destroy Danzo, 3rd Hokage, and at most Mitokado Homura and Udatane Kaharu, the Konoha high-level F4. Just kill 4 people and you can solve the battle between Konoha village and the Uchiha clan. This seems more cost-effective, right? Sweat upside down. Originally, seeing Uchiha Akira disregarding his own obstacles and killing Danzo, 3rd Hokage was very annoyed and scolded Uchiha Akira. But now, as Uchiha Akira turned his head and looked at Uchiha Akira's eyes, those eyes seemed to be stared at by a beast. It made the 3rd Hokage suddenly feel like a basin of ice water was poured down from the head, and immediately calmed down. At the same time, there are some regrets in my heart. Unexpectedly, Uchiha Akira actually moved to kill himself. The evil Uchiha. For some reason, the name Shimura Danzo called Uchiha over the years flashed in 3rd Hokage's mind at this time. At this moment, 3rd Hokage deeply agrees. With his character design in Konoha village, he is completely a great existence. However, Uchiha Akira actually had the intention to kill himself. How wicked is this? Swish swish. Just as Uchiha Akira was thinking about taking advantage of this opportunity, a group of figures appeared. All of them were Anbu wearing a mask and belonging to the 3rd Hokage. Even, Hitaki Kakashi and Might Guy appeared. Apparently, Uchiha Akira started the battle of the 7th gate here, and the whole Konoha village was alarmed by such a battle. One after another, Jonin from Konoha village came over immediately. Hey, Uchiha Akira sighed in his heart after seeing that even Might Guy rushed over. Such a lineup is not something that can be dealt with by opening the 7th gate by yourself. If he really wants to kill Hokage, Might Guy will open 8 inner gates to stop him right away. You guys came just right. Uchiha Akira shot Elder Danzo. Kill him, let me do it all, take him down. Seeing that more and more Anbu and Jonin were coming, 3rd Hokage breathed a sigh of relief, and immediately ordered to say. Wait. However, at this moment, another shout rang out. Immediately afterwards, several figures also appeared, one after another in front of Uchiha Akira. In the first place, it is Uchiha Fugaku. The world is wonderful. Uchiha has 8 points. Uchiha Akira has always thought so in his heart. Not just Uchiha Madara, Uchiha Shisui, Uchiha Itachi, Uchiha Obito and more. In fact, as the patriarch of the Uchiha family, Uchiha Fugaku is also a wonderful person. First of all, he obviously owns the Mangekyo Sharingan, but he has been hiding it all the time. Because he is afraid that if his Mangekyo Sharingan is revealed, it will further encourage the Uchiha people to launch a coup. Secondly, he obviously already knew that the Uchiha family was already being suppressed by the senior officials of Konoha. However, he has always had a compromised attitude, thinking of taking a step back and opening up the sky. In Uchiha Akira's view, Uchiha Fugaku is indeed a strong man who can drive Mangekyo. However, as a patriarch, he was too indecisive. However, in any case, when he faced the 3rd Hokage, as well as many Anbu and Jonin, Uchiha Fugaku brought the masters in the clan and could come to rescue him. This still moved Uchiha Akira's heart a little. Patriarch Fugaku, Uchiha Akira killed Elder Danzo, such a sin must be severely punished. I saw that many high-level Uchiha leaders headed by Uchiha Fugaku came over, but the 3rd Hokage was still very strong, and said to Fugaku. 3rd generation, he is my Uchiha clan after all, Fugaku said with a light sigh. However, he killed Elder Danzo. As the Hokage of Konoha village, I must give an account to the whole village. Before Uchiha Fugaku could finish speaking, 3rd Hokage interrupted him forcefully. Uchiha Fugaku, negotiating with the 3rd Hokage. However, from the perspective of the momentum of both sides, the Fugaku patriarch gave in, while the 3rd Hokage showed unprecedented strength. Sure enough, you are an expert in civil war, but you are an amateur in foreign warfare. Uchiha Akira sighed inwardly, seeing the strength of the 3rd Hokage. Seeing Uchiha Akira's poison state, his entire arm was dyed purple, and Uchiha's clansman next to him came to help him deal with the poison state first. At this time, Uchiha Akira's 8 inner gates has also closed. The whole person seems to have a high fever of more than 40 degrees, and he is paralyzed and weak, and even his consciousness begins to become a little blurred. 8 inner gates, the more the back door is opened, the greater the load on the body. When the 8th gate is dead, the caster will die. As the penultimate 7th gate, Uchiha Akira did not die even though he had withdrawn from the 8 inner gates. However, The load on the body is very terrifying. In a short time, Uchiha Akira seems to be not much different from being disabled. He has trained 8 inner gates to the point of 7th gate. Is this Uchiha's genius? The might guy behind Hokage looked at Uchiha Akira and was shocked. 8 inner gates himself can be said to have been practicing since he was a child. He has been practicing for decades, and he was barely able to open the 7th gate a few days ago. A child like Uchiha Akira can open the 7th gate in just a few months. What a terrifying power. But why did Uchiha Akira get involved with Danzo? Even kill Danzo. Not to mention that everyone in the arena has different thoughts. At this time, the 3rd Hokage is very strong, because Danzo died in the hands of Uchiha Akira. Today he must be rectified on the spot. As for Danzo first kidnapped Keiko, 3rd Hokage said that there is no direct evidence to show that. Besides, now Uchiha Akira is the perpetrator and Danzo is the victim. What's more, the 3rd Hokage is determined to kill Uchiha Akira today. On the one hand, Uchiha Akira's talent is terrifying. Given him time to grow, he may not be able to reach the heights of the legendary Uchiha Madara in the future. After all, the legendary Uchiha Madara, at the age of 7, shouldn't have such terrifying powers. On the other hand, Uchiha Akira had killed himself before. This kind of guy who has not been influenced by the will of fire. Okay, Chief Fugaku, stop talking nonsense. He has been strong for a long time, but Fugaku seems to be making concessions on the surface, but he has never let go. Finally, 3rd Hokage was impatient, raised his hand, and said, "I'll say it again for the last time. Uchiha Akira killed the elder Danzo. It was a heinous crime. If the Fugaku patriarch must cover up, as Hokage of Konoha village, only you can do it." Alas, Uchiha Fugaku sighed helplessly after seeing 3rd Hokage's ultimatum. Has things finally come to a step? Taking a deep breath, Uchiha Fugaku slowly closed his eyes. When I opened it again, a pair of Mangekyo Sharingan appeared impressively. Uchiha Fugaku, as the head of the Uchiha clan, has always been walking on thin ice. After all, on his shoulders, he bears the entire Uchiha clan. It doesn't matter if you are wronged, as long as the clan can survive well. Therefore, indecisive in many decisions. Even when it comes to dealing with Uchiha and Konoha village, they give in. However, Fugaku knows very well what the existence of Uchiha Akira means to the Uchiha clan. He has always regarded his son Itachi as the most outstanding heir to the Uchiha family. Until the appearance of Uchiha Akira. In just 1 year, 3 Tomo Sharingan was opened. Even killed Uchiha Danzo. With such a growth rate, in Fugaku's view, he is simply the future of the Uchiha family. Why did 3rd Hokage and Danzo have to kill him? It's because his talent is terrifying. It is precisely because of this that Uchiha Fugaku must protect him. The original conflict between the Uchiha clan and Konoha's high-level officials has reached the critical point of an outbreak, and this outbreak is the last straw. Now, the existence of Uchiha Akira seems to be the last straw. It was also the one who made up his mind to keep Uchiha Akira at all costs. Therefore, when it came time to retreat, Uchiha Fugaku, who had been compromising all the time, finally got tough. A pair of Mangekyo Sharingan, staring closely at the 3rd Hokage, Uchiha Fugaku's face is serious. Mangekyo, Uchiha Fugaku he also awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan. The originally aggressive 3rd Hokage, Mangekyo, who saw Uchiha Fugaku's eyes, couldn't help but change his face. The meaning of Mangekyo Sharingan is clear to 3rd Hokage. In addition to the improvement in all aspects of its own insight, the most terrifying thing about Mangekyo Sharingan is the unique pupil technique. And Uchiha Fugaku's Mangekyo Sharingan is a pair of unknown Mangekyo Sharingan. Therefore, 3rd Hokage felt that he should be cautious. I didn't expect that this Uchiha Fugaku has Mangekyo Sharingan, and it is hidden so deeply. Looking at Fugaku's Mangekyo, 3rd Hokage's heart sank a lot. Obviously there is Mangekyo Sharingan, but it has been hidden all the time. From the 3rd Hokage's point of view, it must be a big plan, otherwise, he couldn't hide it so deeply, right? Mangekyo, the patriarch actually turned on Mangekyo, that's great. The other Uchiha people behind them were all refreshed and joyful after seeing Fugaku's Mangekyo. Originally, the negotiation between the Patriarch and the third Hokage had always been a compromising attitude. These Uchiha elites felt very aggrieved. Now, seeing that the Patriarch finally can no longer bear it, and even showed the Mangekyo Sharingan, all of them are extremely exciting. The legendary Mangekyo Sharingan, no one would have thought that the Patriarch, who has always given priority to forbearance, actually unlocked the power of the Mangekyo Sharingan. It's hard to ride a tiger. At this time, third Hokage feels a little bit hard to ride a tiger. I have been holding Uchiha's head all the time, and today I thought that as long as I was strong, Uchiha Fugaku would back down as before. Unexpectedly, he actually became tough today, and even showed Mangekyo Sharingan. Although there are many Anbu here, there are even many Jonin. However, the Uchiha in front of him is also the best. If we really start a war tonight, even if we can win, it will be a tragic victory, right? I didn't expect that my father actually turned on Mangekyo. Just as Uchiha and the third Hokage were facing each other and the atmosphere was about to explode, on a tree in the distance, Uchiha Itachi was looking at this side, whispering in a low voice. Itachi didn't expect that after Danzo took a shot at Shisui, he actually shot at Ming again. What's even more unexpected is that Ming actually killed Danzo alone. However, none of this matters. The important thing is that now the Uchiha clan and Konoha are on the verge of breaking out. If a war were to begin, the consequences would be unimaginable. This is what Uchiha Itachi has always wanted to avoid. Therefore, at this time, Uchiha Itachi felt that it was time for him to show up, at least to act as a lubricant in the middle. Thinking of this, Uchiha Itachi's figure flashed, and he also appeared in the field and stood beside Uchiha Fugaku. Taking a deep breath, Uchiha Itachi closed his eyes. Immediately afterwards, both eyes opened again. Another pair of Mangekyo Sharingan with triangular windmills, appearing in front of everyone. Uproar. After Uchiha Itachi also showed his Mangekyo Sharingan, the elites of the entire Uchiha clan were all in an uproar. Follow, one by one is very exciting. In the clan, the legendary Mangekyo Sharingan has appeared in 2 pairs. Does this mean that Konoha village is already its own? 2 pairs of Mangekyo Sharingan, who can stop this? The morale-boosted Uchiha clan really wished that Fugaku and Itachi would lead the Uchiha clan to carry out a coup d'état and take Konoha's regime master in hand. However, seeing Uchiha Itachi jumping out and showing Mangekyo Sharingan at the same time, third Hokage's expression didn't change much. Uchiha Shisui had confessed to himself before about Mangekyo Sharingan and the ability of Hitomi. When Uchiha Itachi started Mangekyo, he confessed to himself too. Shisui and Itachi are both deeply influenced by the will of fire, so third Hokage is very reassuring for Itachi. Third generation project. After showing up, he showed his Mangekyo. Uchiha Itachi looked at the third Hokage, and said, although it means that it is a heinous crime to attack Elder Danzo. However, what Ming said, it was Elder Danzo who made the first move, and it must not be just a one-sided word. Because, before, Elder Danzo had a precedent for attacking Shisui. Therefore, Ming's guilt is forgivable, and the third generation should be able to see it clearly. There are still a few root ninjas alive next to them, you can take them back and interrogate them well. Uchiha Itachi spoke up, ostensibly defending Uchiha Akira, standing with the Uchiha clan. But in fact, these words gave the third Hokage a step. In this situation tonight, I believe third Hokage doesn't want to fight Uchiha immediately. So, give him a step down and see if he can't go down. Well, what you said makes sense. So, I'll take them back first and ask them the truth. After thinking for a while, third Hokage nodded, borrowed the slope to get off the donkey, and immediately said that he wanted to bring back the few people who were still alive and have a good cross-examination. What? The previous Danzo actually attacked Shisui. Is it because of this that Shisui committed suicide? Bah, well done, he is already dead, otherwise, we mustn't let him go. The other elites of the Uchiha clan next to them were furious when they learned that Danzo had a history of sneak attacking Shisui. Overall, as Uchiha Itachi jumped out and acted as a buffer lubricant in the middle, the Uchiha clan and the third Hokage still didn't make a move. The third Hokage left with many Anbu and Jonin one after another. Jonins like Kakashi and Might Guy secretly breathed a sigh of relief, and at the same time, their hearts became much heavier. Although they did not do it after all, everyone could see that the Uchiha clan and the senior officials of Konoha were already running in opposite directions, and there was no longer any possibility of reconciliation. This is not good news. Shimura Danzo was actually killed. The hearts of many people were once again shocked by the power possessed by Uchiha Akira. More importantly, tonight, in the Uchiha clan, 2 pairs of Mangekyo Sharingan appeared. The power of this Uchiha has reached a new peak. Tonight is destined to be a sleepless night. Uchiha Akira, who opened the 7th gate, the sound of the battle was felt throughout Konoha village. So, even if you didn't see it in person, there are still many people who are paying attention to the situation here. Uchiha Akira killed Danzo. Both Fugaku and Itachi opened Mangekyo. The main thing is that the Uchiha clan almost got into a fight with the 3rd Hokage. The news one by one shocked all the ninjas who knew it. Everyone on Uchiha's side, of course, all returned to the clan. Uchiha Akira was carried back by the tribe on a stretcher. The state of poisoning is being further treated and has stabilized, and the poison is slowly receding. However, 8 inner gates, the sequelae of the 7th gate opened, but Uchiha Akira seems to have broken bones all over his body, and it seems that he will be disabled for a period of time. However, Uchiha Akira's prestige within the clan has risen. Yes, although he is only 7 years old, Uchiha Akira's prestige in the clan has reached the level of the elders. 1. Uchiha Akira's age and his terrifying growth rate are called the greatest genius in the history of the Uchiha family, and some even say that his power can surpass Uchiha Madara. On the other hand, Uchiha Akira directly killed Danzo of Konoha high-level F4, which is regarded as a hero by the clansmen. After all, the top management of Konoha suppressed Uchiha, and Danzo was the heaviest. So, Uchiha's dislike of Danzo, even above 3rd Hokage. Now that Uchiha Akira can kill him, it is naturally a heroic feat. Although the night is very deep. However, at this time in Uchiha's clan, many elites of Uchiha gathered together, and they were all very excited. Chief Fugaku opens the legendary Mangekyo Sharingan. Itachi also opened the Mangekyo Sharingan, which shocked the morale of Uchiha's clansmen. Patriarch, don't hesitate any longer, let's do it. Yeah, these years, Konoha has suppressed my Uchiha clan, and now, we have overthrown Konoha's rule. Yes, and, Danzo is dead, it's the perfect time for us to act. Every one of Uchiha's clansmen, with bright eyes and excited expressions, are persuading Chief Fugaku to launch a coup. Alas, looking at the eager eyes of each tribe, Uchiha Fugaku sighed silently in his heart. Why do you never show your Mangekyo Sharingan? I am afraid that the situation will develop to this stage. Unexpectedly, it has finally come to this step. Itachi, what's your opinion? So, after a moment of silence, Fugaku looked at Uchiha Itachi next to him and asked. Many of Uchiha's elites also stopped, and their eyes fell on Uchiha Itachi. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.